Yo, what's good? What's good, party people? What's good? There he is. Oh, man. Drip more. I see you. Tony Crow, what's good? Danny Landis. Danny Landis. What's good? Robert Paul, what's good? I see you. Good morning, everybody. This is the Knicks morning drive. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. I don't like the way my eyes looking here. Let me do this. That's better. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Tone Wu, what's good? James Peralta, what's good? What's good? So fans will be in the stadium tonight. Or not stadium, but be in the house. How about that? Fans will be in the house tonight. I'm excited about that. I think that means something. Right? I think that means something. Steph Curry is back. Just for us. Thank you, Steph Curry. Thank you. Steph Curry is back. Just for us. I guess I shouldn't have talked trash to that dude that does hold on, let me grab some coffee. I talked trash to a dude on Twitter, one of the what do you call it? One of the Warriors content creators. I think he might be the only one. I think Knicks Nation is the only NBA fan base with a million Knicks content creators and about 10 million more that want to do it. Right? But I talk trash to the man Athletic Alchemy, Uncle Alchemy. It's a light skinned dude out there that be doing the videos for the Warriors. I talked trash to him the last time we played them, right? Before the game, I was like, yo, who are you to say that the Knicks might be a playing team? Who are you? Don't say the Knicks name. Don't let the Knicks come across him. And I was talking mad greasy, but friendly at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to disrespect the brother, because the brother do great work. And so, yeah, hey, and as a matter of fact, y'all should check him out because he does great NBA stuff. The dude's name is Uncle Alchemy, right? A dude named Uncle Alchemy. I ran across him scouring YouTube for just stuff, just info, and I came across him. He does do good work. But I see the chat. I see the chat. Devin Steele was good. Chris Chang was good. Robert Paul was good. Frederick was good. Kane Jerry, what's happening? We need to get the energy up in the building today. Right? We need to get the energy up. Wake up. What's good? Salute to the chat, by the way. I always salute to the chat. L. Jordan, what's good? Yes, I'm calling y'all by name. Delano Steele Jr., what's good? The man of Steele, Robert Paul. What's good? I'm shouting y'all out so that everybody around the world that's watching this live can see y'all, can hear y'all's name, and on the replay. Kane Jerry, what's good? So everybody around the world that's watching this live stream right now can hear y'all name. Chris Chang, what's good? L. Jordan, Jay Williams, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Delano Steele Jr. says, y'all already know the vibes, bro. They fire, of course. Man of Steel was on the Knicks at Night podcast last night. Yo, with some real stuff. It was dope, too, by the way. And I'm with him. I'm with him. Not to delve too deep into what that man discussed on the other show, but what he said, excuse me, had a lot of merit. And that's what we like. We like when smart people have smart thoughts and share them with us for discussion. I like that. Bring your smart thoughts to the table. I like that. Right? Don't come at me with, hey, Uncle Freezy, you know Alfred Payton can't shoot. I mean, I know that. That's obvious. That's obvious. We know Alfred Payton can't shoot because every time Alfred Payton shoots a jump shot, a broken backboard gets his wings. We know that. We know that. Every time Alfred Payton shoots a jump shot, a broken backboard goes to heaven. We know that already. We know that already. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna, expound on the obvious. Kane Jerry said, Kevon Looney questionable, Curry questionable, James Watson questionable. I already know they all gonna play because the Garden fans could go to the game. Yep. So Steve Kerr, in an attempt to save his job, says that Curry will play. I think that's what I heard. I can't remember the source. Curry will play. Looney and Wiseman will play. Looney will start and Wiseman off the bench. I think that's what I heard or saw somewhere. Robert Paul says, Knicks have been so consistent in recent years with losing. Now people are having different conversations about the team. Let them watch, and they will. Okay. All right. Golden State will play them. They very deceptive with the health of their players. Yeah, I don't care. Robert Paul says, how will we play with how will we play with first game with fans in attendance, just a small sample of guard pressures from the crowd? I am hoping that it's like the first game of the season. You know those vibes, like the first game of the season, the first time you actually get back in front of the crowd. Man, I need some energy. Hey, yo, can somebody pep me up this morning? Yo, I need some energy, y'all. Anthony D, what's good? What's good, bro? Anthony D, I respect your thoughts and stuff, man. You bring perspective. You bring deep thought in a anchored perspective, if that makes sense, right? So Anthony D, you bring deep thought from an anchored perspective, right? Like what you say can sway me right? Like you can legit sway me with your thought. You know what I mean? It's not like um the normal Uncle Freezy, Alfred Payton can't shoot. Man, I know that already. You know what's next? Now Kevin Knox needs to get more minutes. Okay, all right, all right. I got you. I got you. Julius Randle needs to be an all-star Uncle Freezy. Yeah, you know what? Probably so. You know, you know. Yeah, Delano still in the house. Primo was good. Drip more was good. Warriors want revenge. Is that what I'm reading, Jay Williams? Is this the real Jay Williams? Jay Williams, is this the real Jay Williams? How you pulling double duty? How you on the Knicks Morning Drive live stream and working for ESPN at the same time? You must be on your 15-minute break from ESPN. Man, I love this chat. Come straight in the door, saluting and shouting out each other. I love that, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Delano still says, I'm actually waiting for the release of the All-Star reserves. Me too. I bet you Julius Randle is too. Because I bet you he's incentivized to make that team. Jay Williams says, always take breaks for the fam. Jay Williams. Hey, I wish I had one of those drum rollers. I wish I had one of those, man. Yeah, man. Let's get that energy up, man. This is the Knicks Morning Drive. I threw these glasses on. Not that I want to rob a bank or something like that, man. It's just I'm burning the candle at both ends, and I don't want y'all to see. You know what I'm saying? That I don't want to appear that I'm burning the candle on both ends. I'm not trying to rob a bank in that. You know what I'm saying? Nick Yak said, I would feel better if Mitch was playing. I bet you Mitch would too. Chris Chang says, big ups, big up, big up, big up. Primo, Curry dropped 30 on us in January. We still beat them. Andrew Wiggins also went off. Draymond, I think, got ejected, but watch out for him tonight. Draymond is hurt, man. Draymond Green is hurt. He's a walking infirmary, right? And old cats that play the position like him, they tend to get those injuries. Noel needs to try to get fouled out today. Wow. Another 4 weeks and Mitch is back. Do we still get a big? Yes. Robert Paul says, I feel Tibbs is going to work and tweak our small ball lineup during this downtime for Mitch. I don't think so, Robert Paul. I'm going to touch on that in the second hour. Yo, anybody seen Stephen Fox? There he is. Stephen Fox is in the building. Foxy, how you doing, man? How things go at the doctor? How everything go with your appointment? MIG, Mig was good. That energy up. That energy up. What's good? Hey, Foxy, how everything go? I bet you. I don't know. I don't know your medical history or nothing, but I can tell you what the doctor told you, right? Because he said the same thing to everybody, whether you black, white, short, tall, fat or thin, young or old, rich or poor. The doctor says, "Hey, Oh, male or female, it don't matter. The doctor tells everybody the same thing. Hey, you could stand to lose about 20 pounds and make sure you pay me at the front desk. He says the same thing to everybody. So the doctor always says, hey, you can stand to lose about 20 pounds, regardless who it is. It could be an alien, dog, I swear. It could be one of those teddy bears right there, especially that duck right there. The one that's giving us shade right now, leaning to the side, looking over my shoulder. It could be that duck back there. And the doctor will be like, hey, you can stand to lose 20 pounds. Make sure you pay the lady up front. Right? Doctors tell the same thing to everybody. Everybody that come in, everybody that comes into the office, it don't matter. It could be Alfred Payton coming in. It could be Alfred Payton taking one of those backboards to the doctor. So the backboards that he breaks with his jumpers. He could be bringing a backboard to the doctor to get it fixed, and the doctor be like, well, you can stand to lose 20 pounds. Foxy said that's exactly what the doctor said. Hey, man. Why? You know what? These dudes go to school for a bajillion years and rack up a lot of student loan debt in order to become a doctor. And that's what they bring out of medical school. Hey, you can stand to lose 20 pounds, pay the girl up front. I mean, what? I mean, do I sound like a hater right now? Probably. Do I sound like somebody experienced right now that may have gone through that like a bajillion times? Yes. I need something to get my energy up. So y'all check this out.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
So Steph Curry is back, right? I don't care. So Steph Curry is back, and yo, let me continue to do this real quick because I forget sometimes. So the two things I forget to do is to tell y'all to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, join the virtual chat, join the video chat, turn the notifications on so you'll be notified every time that we go live. Right? Share this platform on social media. Right, and if you feel so inclined, you can contribute to Lawrence Cheers through the super stickers or the super chat, or through $ Lawrence Cheers using Cash App, right? And so what we're trying to do, we're a small little group. We're you can the Knicks fans, if you compare us to other Knicks content creators, we're kind of like if you compare us to like if we were an NBA franchise, we'll probably be something like the Portland Trailblazers or something. Like we're small, but we're mighty. You know what I'm saying? We're small, but we want to be big one day. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the reason why we grind. We try to keep the channel, the Lawrence Tears channel running 24/7, right? We try to keep it running 24/7. Stephen Fox, our point guard. Basically him and Cav W run the Knicks at Night podcast, and that was my baby, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Knicks at Night podcast. I started doing that, and I'm gonna get on Steph Curry. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I'm gonna get on Steph Curry, but just want to finish this thought real quick. The Knicks at Night podcast. It was like one of those joints I started like back in October. I was piddle paddling around with it, with the idea. I talked to Chuck B. I talked to Freaky and some others that I was chopping it up with on Twitter. I was like, yo, y'all talk 24/7. We need to move this to YouTube. Man, I got laughed at. Yo, I got laughed at, man, so bad. It was almost disrespectful. A thinner skinned person would have found it to be disrespectful. Not me though. My pops told me at an early age, man, look, man, if you ain't gonna be smart, you better be tough. And at the time, I didn't know what that meant. Like, if you ain't gonna be smart, you better be tough. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't know. I'm like, if you ain't smart, you better be tough. Yeah, what are you talking about, pops? But anyway, but the guys kind of like Foxy, Rob the Nick, Eric G, Hoodie Kev, Fox, they all embraced it. They like kind of tugged it away from me. It felt like it was my baby. But they tugged it away from me for the better, right? They tugged it away from me for the better. Because those dudes, they legit get on that Knicks at Night podcast and it's fire. And you don't always agree with what they say, but they always provide quality content. Like, you ain't gonna always agree with Kevin Knox should have his number retired, right? Kev W talking about Kevin Knox for the Knox at Night podcast. You ain't always gonna agree, but the one thing you will agree on is that those guys do a great job. Right. All right. Steph Curry. Hey, y'all, for real, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Yo, Warren Franklin's in the building. Warren Franklin, that's Charlie Ward's cousin. Warren Franklin, when we gonna get Charlie Ward on the show? Come on, I've been waiting for you. Wayne Peterson, what's good? Rick and Nick, don't steal my thunder. I'm making my way to this topic, but I just can't throw out. And look, I'm the best moderator in the game, hands down, period. Nobody even close. You know why? Because I don't throw out all the topics at once, right? And I let people talk, right? What I do is I know what the topics are, right? And look, and I don't even write them down. I have them up here, right? So what I do is I have the topics and I want to get to them, but I don't want to get to them all at once, right? Right? Right now we're gonna do Steph Curry, and we're gonna get to some Lonzo Ball, and we're gonna get to some Porzingis back to the Knicks, but not this second, right? We want to do one thing at a time. 19 comment NYC 84. The apple of Raphael's eye. I noticed one night Raphael was only reading that one person's comments. I'm like, Raphael, you only read that? And Raphael was like, yeah, man. So I was like, let's rock with it then. I'm not a hater. Steph Curry. I'm getting to Mo Bamba. I'm going to get to Mo Bamba, King Jerry. I'm not going to get Gibson. No. I'm not going to get to Boogie Cousins either. You know what? Let me address Boogie first and get it out the way. Boogie is washed. He trash. He bring a lot of baggage. And we want to consider bringing him to New York. Don't we already have a big man that's washed? That's trash? Don't we already have a big man like that already? We have a big man that's trash, that's washed. His name is Taj Gibson. Initially, when we brought him in, I was like, yay, Taj is back. But then when I looked at it, I was like, yo, you know what? We cut a young big with promising potential to bring in Taj Gibson. Yes, Amari Spellman, who was out of shape coming into camp, who probably deserved to get cut because of that, because he came into camp out of shape after 9 months. But the skills are there. The skills are there. He can pass, he can shoot, he can rebound, he can defend, but he's out of shape. Taj is washed. Taj is washed, man. Taj is washed, and I'm frustrated that the Knicks can't find a young big man to take Taj's spot. Taj is washed, man. Don't come at me with the sentimental stuff. Hey, Foxy, I'm glad everything is good, man. I'm glad everything is good. I know in my little Taj is watch thing, sometimes I forget to say stuff. It's not because I don't mean certain things. It's just because I forget. Pardon the old timers. They may not be right in their mind, but their heart is right. I think that's what old people used to say back then. Taj Gibson is washed. I'm ready to bring that young boy up from the G League. Who with me? The young big from the G League. What's the young big from the G League's name? Chris Chang says Taj is a vet. I know that. He's very veteran. He is very, very veteran. Taj Gibson is a he's very vet. Taj is like 13 years into this thing. Hey, Delano still not Skylar BCA, not Kenny Wooten, the one we just signed, the kid that used to play for the Timberwolves. Nah, hey, RC Creative, what's good? No, I'm not talking about the guard. I'm talking about the center. Arsante Bird, what's good? I would like if we traded for Mo Bamba. We're going to get to that. RC Creative, what's good, what's good, what's good? Y'all going to make me find him. I'm going to find him. Me. Give me a second to find his name. So Iggy is in the G League right now? Wow. Yo, we have James Young? Wow. The dude's not on the roster. The dude's not on the roster right now. And that's frustrating me. Because it's frustrating me because I Yo, Blue Diamond Jim is back. Like the McRib. Blue Diamond Jim is back, ladies and gentlemen. What's good? Hey, it's not Dwayne Dedman, but I wouldn't mind having Dwayne Dedman. So Chris Shane says, I love hustling players. Taj is safe with me. Hey, yo, I like Taj. Let's not get it twisted, man. So being critical and being a hater are two different things. Like when I say Taj is washed, I'm saying Taj is washed in a critical sense. Justin Patton. That's his name. Wayne Peterson. Wayne Peterson. Hey, I'm going to send you something when the stuff comes in. Just for that. Wayne Peterson. When the stuff comes in, I'm going to send you something. Justin Patton. That is the name that I've been trying to remember. RC Creative says, "Really, what do you know about Darlington, South Carolina racing?" Hey, man. Hey, I know I live close enough to racing that when the race is here, my house is rumbling. How about that? How about that? How about when the race is here? When the race is here, that you can't keep bread in the grocery store. Some of the drivers like being around me. They think I'm funny. I'm like, dude, stop telling me that. Ha, you funny, man. Hey, dog. After like 10 or 12 times, it ain't funny no more. Like, what the hell you mean I'm funny? Yeah, like what are you really getting at? Stephen Fox says, Hinton Murphy, good morning. Hope all is well. I expect Todd to break onto the draft boards after his last night game with Ignite. Do you see him for us? Foxy is the man. Foxy is like one of those dudes that you take to the party with you because you know he'll mingle at the party and talk to people and not have the party be awkward. Y'all ever had a party where you invite a bunch of people and there's just a whole bunch of people standing around, everybody unto themselves, and then you bring in Uncle Freezy and a Stephen Fox, and all of a sudden the party gets jumping, not because the food tastes better or the liquor is flowing, or because DJ, whether you have a DJ or not, is playing the right tunes. It's because friendly people make conversations and they break down these barriers. Like people legit want to be in the place to be once you have like cats like your Uncle Freezies and your Stephen Fox. Shout out to Stephen Fox, y'all. Yeah, shout out to Stephen Fox, man. He has this channel bumping. The Rockets signed Patton. Wayne Peterson again with the news. Foxy, remind me when the stuff come in that we got to send Wayne Peterson something. Wayne Peterson, you earned something from me. I don't know what yet. We will when the stuff come in. We gonna send you something. Matter of fact, make sure you send like your PO box or something like that to Foxy so that we can send something to you. Yo, I want to ask, yo, chat. If we get Lawrence Tier swag, would y'all rock it? If we get Lawrence Tier swag, would y'all rock it? If it's dope, you know the reason why we hadn't done it yet is because we don't want just random. We don't want to just throw our name like on a shirt or a hat or nothing. You know what I'm saying? We want something dope. Foxy had been talking to me as far back as January about logos and all that stuff, and I was like, nah, dog, we're gonna do something iconic. When people see the Lawrence Tears logo, when we whip it out, it's gonna be something like the Yankees or Polo Ralph Lauren or Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see our thing, it's not gonna be, the circle with the basketball in it. Something that everybody uses. I ain't doing a mess like that. No disrespect to those that do, right? But I don't want to do that. I think Lawrence Tears is gonna be bigger than that. I don't think it's that ain't what I'm doing. So chat. When we do our future gaming, what's good? When we do the Lawrence Tier swag, would y'all rock it? And I'm not talking about normal stuff, right? Like I ain't trying to just get y'all's money. That ain't what this is about. What I'm talking about is us representing for the fam. I don't need, people's money. I want to feel like I belong to something. I want to feel like I'm a part of something, right? And I'm asking y'all if y'all feel the same way. Like when we do the Lawrence Tier swag, would y'all rock it? If it's dope? It's a yeah, yeah. Like, would you rock it? Are you legit a part of the Lawrence Tears family? Would you rock it? Word. That's what I'm saying. I wanna represent for y'all. Like when I go on other people's joint, like when I like say if I go on other joints or whatever, say if I go on so say for instance, whenever my time comes to go on Knicks Film School and Knicks Film School podcast, and shout out to Jonathan Macri who's doing excellent work, man. Excellent work. I think y'all are sleeping, not y'all, people in general are sleeping on the Knicks Film School, man, and the work that Jonathan Macri does, man. My man does excellent, 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 excellent work. Right? Excellent work. Right? I love that cat, man. I love the cat Macri. The other dude, I don't know. I don't know him. Jeremy Cohen, I don't know him like that. Right? And he says some stuff that it's a lot of it is smart, but it kind of pauses me with the way he thinks. Right? And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. What I'm saying is that it pauses me the way he thinks about stuff. So I'm not throwing shade at him. Don't get it twisted like that. That's not what it is. But when he says stuff, I'm like, okay, I never thought about it like that. Right? So it's no shade. It's just it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, it's one of those things like give you an example. Like when Anthony D comes in the video chat and he says something, right? I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay. All right. Did y'all just hear what he said? You just got to be because legit. So Anthony D says stuff, and it's deep, but it's anchored. Like his perspective on stuff is anchored. Like he's not um flighty is the word I'll say. He's not flighty. Like when he says something, like when you listen to him talk, I'm like, yo, you know what? This dude, he is what they call thoughtful. Like not reactionary. He's not reactionary, right? Stephen Fox says, hey Murphy, our record prior to the trading deadline would determine what we do. If we play well, we should trade our picks for a player because picks 12 through 20 are not going to be Levine, Dale, etc. Foxy, I can't agree with you more. Right? You know, and so I said that stuff about Anthony D. So shout out to Anthony D. And I'm not boosting them up because he owes me something or I owe him anything. Probably I probably just owe him some respect. That's why the reason why I shot him out. Steph Curry, though. Steph Curry, you dirty rat. You're gonna come back for the Knicks game. I got you, Steph Curry. Steph Curry, I got you. I got you, Steph Curry. Steph Curry, you trying to embarrass us on national TV, Steph Curry? Chef NYK says, hey, Freezy, my problem is with them and some Knicks content creators. Some definitely say what the Knicks are capable and are this season, and nobody has a clue what this team will be at the end. So I agree and disagree, right? So none of us do really, right? None of us do, right? But on Lawrence Tears, the people that I speak with, like the Lawrence Tears content creators, the message I send to them, and so and I send them messages now. I let them know the message that I send to everybody that come on is let's not be knee jerk or reactionary, right? Let's not pound the same topic over and over and over again, right? Also, let's remember that we're speaking to people, right? We're not speaking to bots, right? We're speaking to people. We're not speaking to bots, and people speak to us whether it's in the video chat or in the virtual chat or the DMs that y'all send us, or whatever, right? So let's have the conversation evolve. Like a lot of times our conversation will go from in-depth Knicks strategy to the Marvel comic universe. And with that said, people are like, what are y'all supposed to be talking about Knicks? You supposed to sound like hut. So I just got a message from Sam. Sam Russell is my brother, man. I love that dude. I love Sam Russell, man. I love Sam Russell. Y'all, as a matter of fact, if y'all don't have a brother like Sam Russell in y'all life, y'all being cheated, right? Y'all are legit being cheated. We have legit good dudes around us. Like Sam Russell is a great brother, right? Stephen Fox is a great brother, right? Super supportive, right? Super supportive. Hoodie Cav, Rob the Nick, Chuck B. You know what I'm saying? The Lawrence Tears family, man. You know, we really, really support each other. And look, and we looking to support y'all too, man. We glad y'all here and listening to some half sleepy, punch drunk guy talk about the Knicks. But I got a surprise for y'all. I have coffee. I have coffee. Real King was good. What's good? Hey, Chris Shane says, LOL, put Payton on Curry. He stepped it up for us. Yeah, I bet. I bet so. Hey, Nick Yak says, we have 2 picks to combine to move up with Dallas having a chance to miss the playoffs. Yep. Hey, Murphy says, Foxy, I agree, but with development, might be passing on PG-13. Yep. I see where you're going right there, Hinton. I see where you're going. So again, Hinton Murphy is another sharp cat, man. Hinton Murphy is another sharp cat that does great work and all that stuff, man. Super sharp cat. You know what I'm saying? I hear his opinions on other joints, and whenever they let him talk, he says something smart. Whenever they give him a second or two to speak, my man legit says smart stuff. I should have probably did this already. And y'all, and listen, I know I don't speak the Queen's English all the time. I've been in corporate America for so long. I've been in these weird settings for so long that people, I've gotten those compliments. Oh, you speak really well for a, you know what I'm saying? And so so when it comes time for me to relax, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk like I talk in the backyard. Do y'all mind? Y'all mind if I be 100% real with y'all? 10 times 10. Y'all mind if I be 10 times 10 with y'all? That's what I bring every day. If you don't want me to be 10 times 10 with y'all, I'm sorry if I offended you. IQJ, what's good? Chris Chang says Sim is the originator. Yup, the originator. And since you brought up Sim, I got to tell this story. And I know y'all like, oh man, but so I was going through some things in my personal life, right? I was working for this, working for this job, whatever. It was mad stressful for no reason. It was like a job that was easy, but we made it stressful, right? Yeah, y'all ever been in that situation? So I'm working in this corporate job, this small company, doing this easy stuff, and we were making it mad stressful for no reason, which frustrated me. Because in my experience, I believe when things are easy, keep it easy. Don't complicate stuff that's easy. Trying to do better, but don't make things more complicated than they should be, right? When things are easy and you want to do better, just do better. Right? Right? Just be more productive. You don't have to complicate it. So anyway, I had that going on. Plus, I was driving to this place like an hour and a half going, hour and a half coming home. Right? And my little brother gets sick. Right? My little brother, that was my man. Right? He was my man. Me and him, he and I used to do a lot of stuff together. Right? I mean, a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like cookout, like Seth, like barbecue, like we be outside. Like the same dude you see right now. Big loud dude, just imagine another big loud dude except darker. Me and him used to look like Trey and Ricky from Boys in the Hood. Like one big dude is tall and light skinned, the other dude is tall and dark skinned, right? We be out, we'll have the grills out, we fire up the truck. We like big trucks, man. Crew cab joints. We like big trucks. Whatever. Don't judge me. Don't judge me on that. You can judge me on a lot of other stuff. Let me finish this story. Y'all can judge me on something else. So my little brother gets sick. He's a diabetic. I'm a diabetic, right? But he gets sick. I'm like, oh man, what's wrong with you, man? Like, I'm sick. I'm like, okay. And he like, I gotta do dialysis. I'm like, oh shoot. That's the last thing a diabetic want to hear. Like you going down that road, right? So anyway, so he progressively gets sick all the time. He's like, yo, hey man, I don't want to die. I'm too young. And I'm like, yeah, you younger than me. I don't want you to die either. So you're telling me like, yo, I don't want to die, man. I need to do something. I need to come up with some money. You know what I'm saying? So I can, do blah, 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 do blase. And I'm like, yo, okay, I'm with you. What are we going to do? So we start doing this stuff. Stuff don't go to plan. And I get this call at work. I'm stressed out on a Friday night about something stupid. Right? Something stupid. A dude wants to make $10 million and he only wants to give me $1 to do it with. Right? Something stupid, irrational. And I'm talking to the dude. I'm like, dude, I can't turn $1 into $10 million. Right? Not in the time frame that you want me to do it. Right? It's impossible. And it's not fair to the other people that I'm helping. Right? Having this conversation. This is like 3 days long or whatever. 3 days long, y'all. Did y'all hear me? A dude wants to turn $1 into $10 million. I'm like, dude, this is impossible. You know what I'm saying? With the time frame that you're giving me, whatever. But whatever. It's a job. It's a job. It's a job. I get the call. My mom is like, yo, your brother in the hospital. And I'm like, okay. Is he gonna be all right? I'll come up there when I get off at the work. Because I already heard that before. Yo, your brother in the hospital. And at first I used to rush to the hospital like, yo, you all right? You're like, yeah, I'm good. It was just a scare. And then I get the call. Hey, your brother in the hospital. Now zoom up there. Yo, you all right? Yeah, it was just a scare. So we've been through that about 20 or 30 times, right? When I say 20 or 30, I mean like 20 or 30 times. So this time, like, yeah, he in the hospital or whatever. And so, I'm like, okay. I'm gonna just make it up there after I get. So I get on 20. I turn my music on. Got my iMusic mix going. I get to the hospital, and they like, yo, he almost kicked the bucket, right? They had to legit. His heart wouldn't start back beating. They had to revive him 7 times or 6 times. On the 7th time they tried it, he kicked it in and he came back. Good to go. Not good to go in that sense, but his heart is beating, whatever. I'm like, what? Why didn't y'all tell me? They're like, yo, you was half a state away. We didn't want you driving all the way back, in a panic. And I don't panic. That's not the type of person I am. Right? That's not the type of person I am. Right? So I'm like, oh man, yo, when can we see him? So we go up, we see him, he in ICU, he unresponsive. Right? You're like in that coma state, you know how you go. They got all these, they got $1 million worth of machines hooked up to somebody that you know and love. You ain't never seen them like that before with all these machines. Everything is beeping, wires, cords everywhere, medical staff everywhere, shuffling in and out the room, all these different things. And you're like, man, yo, can he hear me? Yo, you gonna be all right, man? You looking? This is my little brother now. So my little brother is just old enough or young enough or whatever, old enough, young enough for me to kind of look at him as like the real, like he was old enough to be hanging out with me, but young enough to not understand what it was like to be like I'm 4 years older than him. So we played Little League together. Like when I raked in Little League, he was watching. But then we got 1 year to play in Little League together. And so while I was in Babe Ruth League, hey, that's a blast from the past, right? So while I was in Babe Ruth League, he was killing it in Little League, right? And so so it was like kind of like that. Like when I was a senior in high school, he was just coming up to watch me, be a senior, right? Him and his crew was coming up. The shorties, that's the best way to put it. So anyway, I'm fast forwarding through the my brother part, right? Um, so I would be up at the hospital with my brother in this dark room, 24 hours a day, right? With covers on, just hoping he'll just be like, yo, just hoping he'll jump up and be like, yo, take the stuff off me, man. I'm all right. But it wasn't gonna be like that. Right. So I'm gonna just let you know it wasn't gonna be like that. Right. So I would be on my phone in a charge it in the wall, phone on 17%. I'd be shopping on eBay, right? So I'd be on eBay buying stuff just because I ain't had nothing else to do. You can only watch the Golden Girls so many times, right? You can only watch Gunsmoke so many times. You can only watch Family Feud and Steve Harvey. Yo, I watched so much Steve Harvey during that time that I feel like Steve Harvey is my cousin, right? Because the hospital TVs only get like certain channels or whatever, right? So I'm like, yo, I ain't watching Steve Harvey no more. I'm not buying nothing else off eBay. Like I will legit like come home, like to take a shower and all that stuff, and it'd be like 14 boxes at my door. This is like every day now, every day. Because I was going through something and trying to find a way to deal with what it was that I was going through. Because I don't have like I don't have no OGs older than me around me to help me cope through stuff. Right? Not back then. Not then. I'm the OG to them. I'm the OG to like 100 dudes, right? Dudes hitting me up on the phone all the time, like Uncle Freezy, yo, I almost hit her. I'm like, nah, dog, don't put your hands on her, man. Go outside. I'll come pick you up, and we'll just go to IHOP or something, man, so you can get yourself together, right? That's me. Like dudes legit to be like, yo, Uncle Freezy, man, my light bill came in. It was $400. All we got is like $275. Yo, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, yo, don't stress out the missus, man. We'll figure out something. I'll swing through tomorrow, man. Maybe me and the homies pull some money together to make sure you're straight. But you better not be lying. You better not be lying. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to Uncle Freezy. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie to me, right? If you got a lie to tell it to somebody else. But don't lie to me, right? Don't lie to me for no reason. That was always my thing, because I feel like in a relationship you have to trust people. Don't lie to me, man. You know what I'm saying? If you grind me, say you grind me, right? And then I'll be like, okay, you grind me, whatever, right? So anyway, I get on YouTube and I'm searching through these things, and I see nothing but Knicks, and I'm like, what is this? This dude legit doing a Knicks show. He looked mad nervous, right? The dude looked mad nervous on the thing, right? Like, but he keeping it together. He keeping it together, right? Hey, shout out to Legion of Knicks podcast, by the way. No, that ain't what I'm saying, man. Legion of Knicks is the Legion of Knicks podcast is such a heel. If he was If this was WWE, he'd be Macho Man Randy Savage. He'd be Macho Man Randy Savage, man. So anyway, so I come across nothing but Knicks, and I'm like, yo, nothing but Knicks. This right here is right up my alley. And so I watch it for a while, and I hear dudes talking greasy, right? They like, oh, John Starks suck. Oh man, blah blah blah. They saying all these grimy things. Oh, no, we don't need Kevin Knox. Frank is trash. All these things, right? This is So I walk downstairs to the truck. I'm going downstairs to get a soda that in hindsight I probably shouldn't have been drinking. So go downstairs to get something to drink, something to eat, probably something unhealthy like at the time probably burger and fries, double up on the fries, make sure they hot straight out the grease. This is what I was thinking, like 2017, right? So anyway, I get in the truck, I see this dude. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna jump on here. So I jump on, and I'm sitting in my truck in a dark parking garage, and this dude welcomes me in. He's like, hey, what's your name? And at the time, I was going by Big Freezy, right? But what people didn't know later on is that I was going to lose 128 pounds, and so I dropped the moniker Big Freezy and just go by Uncle Freezy now, right? So this dude welcomed me on with open arms, and I would jump on every about 2 or 3 times a week, and I would talk to him and this other cat who has a popping channel called The Entertainer. And shout out to The Entertainer, man. I love that dude. Make sure y'all visit his channel. The Entertainer is dope, and he grew his channel. Man, look, The Entertainer put in work, y'all. The Entertainer put in work, man. Shout out to The Entertainer, man. That's my dude, right? So, anyways, I get on with this cat, Sam Russell, and he welcomed me in, and he actually let me talk, right? And so I was babbling on and on. Like I would babble on for like 10 or 12 minutes, right? Just talking Knicks. But what I was really doing is trying to cope with the fact that my little brother was passing away right in front of my eyes, right? So my little brother is upstairs passing away right in front of my eyes. There's nothing I can do to stop it. There's nothing he can do to stop it, right? He's unconscious. So I'm thinking like, yo, I didn't even get a chance to look him in his eye and tell him how much I loved him, right? That's what I think every day, like when this thing was going on. Like I legit did not get the chance to look this man in his eye and tell him how much I loved him, right? So it's bothering me. Man, you can tell, right? Like right now, I'm getting choked up a little bit right now just talking about it, right? So while I'm losing one brother upstairs, I'm gaining another brother who I didn't know, didn't have stuff in common with. The only thing we had in common was the Knicks. And this dude was smart and sharp and caring, right? So I developed this relationship over these months with this guy. My brother's still upstairs in ICU now. Notice I said months, right? But I'm not going to get into that stuff. Just like whenever I meet y'all on a personal level, and if y'all want to hear the rest of that story, I'll tell you, right? Just not going to share it just to share it. Or maybe this is a blessing to somebody and they do need to hear it. But so anyway, I'm at work, right? I go back to work and so I quit the job because it was crazy. So I quit the job. It was easy. They were making it stressful for no reason. I quit the job, leave. Right? I'm at home, no money, no resources, none of that, no prospects, no nothing. I was like, yo, I worked out of town during my kids' whole high school life, and they grew up, graduated, and left the nest. and I regret the fact that I wasn't there for the high school years. My brother was about to pass away. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing I can do except spend time with him. So I quit my job. But it just came to me one day. I talked to Mocha. I was like, Mocha, look, I feel like life is passing me by, right? So I don't know. I can't rewrite history. I can't go back in the past and undo it, right? So I feel like I need the next chapter of my life. I want to write it myself. I want to be the author of my own history, right? I don't want people writing it for me. I want to write my own history, right? And so she was like, yo, do what you want to do. I'm going to support you. And so when I heard her say that, I was like, you know what? My life is too good. My life is too good because I have somebody that'll support me. You know what I'm saying? Going through all this stuff. Man, I know chicks that as soon as you say that, they would have left. They'd have packed. They shouldn't have been at their mama house. He talking about quitting his job. You know what I'm saying? He just because his brother, he talking about quitting his job, man. I ain't gonna be around for this. I know chicks that legit will do that. You know what I'm saying? Or have done that. I have a friend who job laid him off. His wife left him because he got laid off, and they couldn't live like they had been living. You know what I'm saying? I mean, legit, dude. Look, man. I'm gonna tell you. Me and this dude started out at the VA together. This dude, while I was pillar-paddling around trying to chase every chick in Columbia, South Carolina, and every chick in Jersey City, New Jersey, this dude was going to school part-time, interning, doing all these things, climbing up this ladder. You know what I'm saying? And I used to diss him. You kissing up to them people, man, they ain't gonna ever get you. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was young and immature. I'm not that guy no more. But there was a time when I was young and immature, when I felt like the party was the most important thing in your life, right? That's me. I'm not afraid to admit it, right? Because look, everybody has come from somewhere. Nobody just appears, right? Everybody comes from somewhere. And I'm not afraid to tell y'all that I came from somewhere, right? The place that I came from wasn't a pretty place, but I'm here. Now, I'm here with y'all. So anyway, fast forwarding to, so I quit the job. I'm trying to reestablish myself in my kids' life because now they're adults, right? All their teenage years, I wasn't necessarily around because I was working. Y'all, I like to grind. I grind. That's what I do. I'm a grinder, right? And I mistook grinding for paving the road for success. Those are two different things. So anyway, Miss Mocha says, hey, whatever you do, I'm going to support you. I'm going to be there. We're going to be together for the rest of our lives, through thick or thin. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, right? So shout out to Ms. Mocha for being Ms. Mocha, right? Okay. So anyway, so at nighttime, I ain't got nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out my life, what I'm going to do next. I'm jumping on with Sim. And Sim Russell is legit saying stuff like, yeah, come on in, Big Freezy. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all let Big Freezy get come in and talk and do his thing or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Right? And so I'm like, you know what? This brother, I don't know if he needed me more than I needed him at the time. But the fact that I had somebody there to at least listen to me as I go up on these rants and stuff. Because what I was trying to do, I wasn't healing at the time. I was coping at the time with a whole bunch of stuff that had went wrong. Right? So I was coping with some stuff. So I get the call, right? Hey, come to the hospital. Your brother looking for you. And I'm like, yo, get out of here. So it's overjoyed. It's like the feeling of like when your kids graduate from high school, or your kids being born, or getting married, right? I'm like, I can't believe it. My heart is pitter-pattering the whole way, right? And I walk in the room, and when I walk in, he asked my mother, he was like, who is that? Right? And then I'm devastated, right? I'm devastated. My mother is like, yo, no, don't take it that way. For one, he's alive and aware. He's just been through so much. Like the oxygen deprivation from his heart not beating for all that time, you know what I'm saying, has got him, in a place where he just can't call certain stuff. Right. So I'm like, yo, it's me. And he was like, who is me? And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be weird. Right. This is gonna be weird. How do I tell somebody that don't know me how much I love them? You know what I'm saying? So the days go by, and he starts calling me by my nickname and all kind of stuff. Soul Nasty was good. Was good. So after a while, all these things start coming back to him. It takes about a month or so, right? So I hang out up there with him. Now I'm overjoyed that what I'm saying, at the prospect of him, what I'm saying, coming back too, because we didn't think he was gonna come back too. We didn't think that, right? We didn't think that. So I say on a side note, because when I was talking to Sam Russell, when he was welcoming me to the NBK family, I was in a dark parking garage. My video was whack because I was doing it from my phone. My audio was whack. I used to be breaking up. And he like, nah, just be patient, man. Just do such and such and such. So he walked me through. So Sam walked me through, right? And after a while, he and I had like this relationship. Like, he would hit me up like, yo, I don't know if you're busy, but I need for you to come on the show because, we're going to be talking about such and such. And we just need some balance. And I was like, yo, I was legit get ready to walk out the door with Mocha, but we'll put this off till tomorrow. And I'll jump on with you because I want NBK fam to be successful. I want you to achieve the success that you want to have. And you were there for me. So whenever you call, whenever you put the bat signal up, I'm coming. So I tell Sam Russell this: whenever you shine the bat signal, just be patient. I'm coming. Right? I don't care if I'm cross town. I don't care if I'm out of state. I'm coming. Whenever you shine the bat signal, Sam Russell, I'm coming. Because when I needed somebody to be there for me, do some real stuff, you was there for me. Right? So anyway, my brother finally gets to the point where he can go home. He couldn't walk, you know what I'm saying? He was in a wheelchair, but he was like his normal self, just not physically. And I was like, yo, this is a blessing right here. Professional outfit was good. Was good. So my brother comes home, we get to share some time, right? So he comes home, and so my brother is good for like 2 years after that. A couple of Octobers ago, he passed away. You know what I'm saying? He fought as long as he could, right? And I got the chance to look him in his eye and tell him how much I love him. And he got the chance to do the same thing to me, knowing who I am as his big, infallible big brother, the perfect big brother in the world. You know what I'm saying? And through that time, man. So I navigated through that time, man. And cats like Sam Russell and the Legion of Knicks podcast, Savvy D, Tony Crow, Chef Isaiah, and some other guys, they kind of helped me navigate through that thing that I was going through in my personal life, right? And the same could be said with Chuck B, Free Keith, and some others, on Twitter that kind of helped me. Like behind the scenes, they were like, "Yo, keep your head up. Yo, just remember, remember, you know what I'm saying, to appreciate the moments or whatever, right? Just remember all these different things." And so It's one of them things that like I'll appreciate Sim Russell, Legion of the Knicks podcast, and all those brothers because at the time that I met them, when I met them, I was losing somebody else, right? It was unexpected, but I didn't know these dudes was going to be important to me. I thought they were going to be random. You know how you meet random people? They hang out for a little while, they cool. The next thing you know, you just lose touch with them. I thought it was going to be like that. I didn't have time to establish new relationships because my brother was passing away right in front of my eyes. It so happened the transition to him passing away was longer than what we expected, which was a good thing for me. So shout out to um, um, Sim Russell, Legion of the Knicks podcast, and the NBK fam. So NBK fam means a lot more to me than it does other people, and it's because basically when I was losing my real life blood brother, I was gaining real life other brothers. So shout out to them for that. So every time I see Sim Russell name, that's what I think about. But y'all started it. I didn't mean to go down that road, right? But listen, I'm 10 times 10 with y'all all the time. All the time. I'm 10 times 10 with y'all. Right? So now, Steph Curry. Right? Steph Curry, what's good? Steph Curry is coming back, right? Against us tonight. And like Jonathan Macri from Knicks Film School said, Steph Curry doesn't really get off on us at MSG like what y'all think. So Knicks Film School put out a thing yesterday. Early this morning. Sit police. Knicks are winning. Let's go. I'm with you. What's going on with Steph Curry? He coming back tonight. He had an illness. He missed a game, but he's coming back for us. Jamal the Graffin Reed was good. What's good? It's been a minute. Yes. It's been a minute. So, in short, I brought up Steph Curry because I think the Knicks are going to watch the Warriors tonight. I think it's going to be prom night for the Knicks. I think it's going to be prom night. And who was your date? The Golden State Warriors. So Jarrell Williams says he was sick, his dad said. I bet he was sick. Right. The Knicks are going to watch the Warriors tonight, y'all. Primo says he just sick. Payton on Steph. We be all right. I don't know. Every time Alfred Payton shoots a jumper, a broken backboard gets his wings. Right? Every time Alfred Payton shoots a jumper, a broken backboard goes to heaven. Right? So here's the thing that I want to touch on too. Mo Bamba. Y'all are fascinated with Mo Bamba. Right? Y'all are fascinated with Mo Bamba. And I'm trying to figure out what it is that Mo Bamba does that drives our fascination. What does Mo Bamba do that makes us think that we deserve or we should trade for Mo Bamba? Kevin Middleton was good. Sit Police says the Warriors are only winning because of Steph. So Jamal DeGraffin Reed says, I don't know why either, Freezy. I don't know why. Bro, Primo, I'm with you, man. I want no part of Mo Bamba. Right. In fact, I want less Bamba. Ha ha ha. That's funny. I got you. I got you. I got you. I don't think one person can beat our team. Nope. The new Knicks is in the building. Yo, what's good? Shout out, yes. Shout out to the Knicks Morning Drive family. Shout out to the Knicks Morning Drive family. Being physical will carry every inch of the floor is the key. Pause. Untapped potential is the only reason for Bamba. I'm not feeling his game. And look, man, in a sense, and remember, I speak backyard English, right? So sometimes I have to space out my words. Because if I say in a sense, y'all would think like innocent. So in a sense, bringing in Mo Bamba helps the development of Mitchell Robinson, right? Because Mitch can't just bully people in practice no more, right? And Mitchell Robinson is threatened by a first round pick at his position. Mitch is a second round pick at his position, right? Mitchell Robinson is a second round pick at his position. Mo Bamba is a top 10 pick, right? At the position. Means the skills and the potential are there. Under the right coach, he can be unlocked. In a perfect scenario for us, one of those bigs would develop into a star, and the other would be the other person's backup. Right? One would be a star, and the other would be the other person's backup. But here's the thing: what do you give Orlando for Mo Bamba? I'm asking y'all. This is my question to you, right? What are we giving Orlando for Mohamed Bamba? Kevin Middleton says, I want real basketball players. We need to upgrade talent. No more projects that average 2 points a game, 4 points a game. So JDR says Mitch's ceiling is a lot higher than Bamba right now. Jarrell Williams says, got to control Draymond. Draymond is hurt and he's washed. I'm a big YouTuber says, we love Mo Bamba. So Jarrell Williams says, Jarrell, are you Jay Williams? Draymond activates Steph. Steph activates the team. I'm a big YouTuber says, deep down inside, you love Mo Bamba too. Not really. What are we giving up? What are we giving up for Mo Bamba? I need some thoughts. I need some thoughts, y'all. I need for y'all to get y'all energy up and participate in the chat. What are we giving up for Mo Bamba? Bamba for Bullock, Knox in the second rounder. Give me T. Ross and Bamba. T. Ross and Bamba? For Rivers, Burks, and Detroit's second round pick. Westchester Knicks for Mo Bamba. All of them. Stephen Fox says Theo Pinson. Hey, not that towel he's waving, though. Steve, hey, Foxy, that towel that Theo Pinson waves needs to put in a museum. Because I've never seen somebody wave a towel like Theo Pinson. Theo Pinson is the towel waving goat. Taj Gibson, they ain't gonna take nobody washed, man. If they wanted Taj, they could have just signed them up the street and they didn't. Kenny Walker? Block 53, Kenny Walker? You mean Kenny Skywalker? Bamba for Iggy B and Rivers. What is? Let me. Okay. Yes, the head cheerleader. Stephen Fox, do you replace Pinson with Iggy on the bench? I think it's time, man. It's time. I don't know. Theo is a great locker room guy. I love his energy. Yeah, in other words, nobody. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. The new Nick says show that and Barnes' love and support. Smash the like button, subscribe, or send that cash app to Barnes Tears. Hashtag support Knicks. Hashtag Knicks Morning Drive. Hashtag Knicks at Night Podcast. Bam. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yo, I kind of like this thing all to myself, y'all. I've been trying to open it up for somebody to come through, but I kind of like having this mic to myself. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. Jamie Peralta says Drummond. Primo is funny. Iggy is scoring well in the G League, but he looks slow and would be a nightmare on defense. Yep. Kevin Knox. I'm telling you. What are we giving up for Mo Bamba? Y'all want Mo Bamba? Yeah, I want Mo Bamba, but you have to give up something for Mo Bamba. Right? Orlando's not just going to give them to you. They're not just going to give them to you. What are you going to give up? And don't tell me fried eggs, a fried egg sandwich. ISO Freezy, the scorer. Theo is a great coach. Tibbs only play it down. Oh, Tibbs only play it, don't hurt. Yep. ISO Freezy, yep. You want some scoring? That's me. Right? Jarrell Williams says, I want to move on from Mitch. I don't want to go there just yet. I was mad at Mitch. I was in the moment about Mitch. About the quadruple single, the double that is not really. That's Mitch. The double that's not really. That's Mitch. 9 points, 13 rebounds. Oh well, that's a lot. 11 points, 7 rebounds from a 7-foot dude. 8 points, 8 rebounds. Mitch. Marion Davis, thank you for the super chat. Now we know Mitch value. Great show. Hey, the show was great because of you, Marion Davis, and others. It's because y'all participate, right? I love it. I love it when the crowd participates. I like the call and response. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got a stick of juicy fruit and a pocket full of loot, somebody say, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." I like the call and response. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the burn. I like the call and response of our chat. Y'all are live. I like that. I like that y'all participate. I like the fact that y'all are keyboard warriors. Like when I get in here, y'all legit are just as much a part of the show as I am. Right? You know what I mean? Decius Thomas is in the building. What's good, Freezy? KMD family and the Knicks family, salute to the chat. What's good? So Butterfingers is what bothers me. I understand you're talking about Mitch. I know that. And Primo is the only one that did the response. Y'all are sleeping. I said, throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got a stick of juicy fruit and a pocket full of loot, somebody say, "Oh yeah." And Primo was the only one that said, "Oh yeah." What am I doing up here? What am I doing up here? Hey, Stephen Fox says, freezing out. We're talking during the Wolves game. There's 20 seconds left the game. It's tight. Tibbs is going over the play in a timeout. Mitch not paying attention and fooling around. Yep. Chop low was good. Simp Police says, I can't wait to see the Knicks in the playoffs again. Me either. Chop low is in the building. Stephen Fox, I only saw one. Oh, yeah. What's going on? What's wrong with our crowd, Stephen Fox? I said, throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got a stick of juicy fruit and a pocket full of loot, somebody say, oh, yeah. And I'm still in the chat waiting for. There we go. We got one more. Okay. Y'all probably think I'm bugging out. I'm not bugging out, man. I just love the chat. That's he is. He was making free throws earlier this year, though, right? Yeah. All right. So nobody really wanted to give up anything legit from Obama, so the Obama thing is out, right? In my mind, I ain't even gonna talk about Obama no more, right? The Obama thing is crazy. Black 53 says, "Oh yeah." The new Nick says, "Oh yeah." Good. Yo, this call and response thing is real. Decius Thomas says, "I'm saying Mitch will be better from the break, the time off, and the fracture." I think bringing in Mo Bamba threatens the job of this young kid and makes him work. And if you don't work, then you don't need him. Alton Lee is in the building. Knox Frank in a second rounder. Why not? I think Knox Frank in the second rounder gets you Mo Bamba and Sheck West. So I'm gonna move on from Mo Bamba, right? I'm gonna move on from Mo Bamba. We'll move on from Mo Bamba, right? To another lottery guy that may be considered a bust potentially. Lonzo Ball. Y'all know how I feel about Alfred Payton. Happy birthday, Alfred Payton. I wish you many, many more. Happy birthday, Alfred Payton. We wish you many, many more. But y'all know every time Alfred Payton shoots a jump shot, a broken backboard gets his wings. But on to Lonzo Ball. Let me pull up Lonzo Ball's stuff. Lonzo Ball. Wow, wait a minute. Lonzo Ball is averaging 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists on 39.1% three-point shooting and 74% shooting from the three. Hmm. What do y'all think about Lonzo Ball? What do y'all think about Lonzo Ball? Tell me in the chat what y'all think about Lonzo Ball. and what you would give up to get him, and is he worth it? Frank, 2 second-round picks from Obama, says Wacko Knicks fanatic. Shoot, if you left Payton, the Orlando game, we get he was cooking. Yeah. Lonzo could help us, and he's easy to move if it doesn't work out. Yep. Jarrell Williams said, I like Lonzo and Levine. I'd wait till offseason for Lonzo, but I'd take Levine now. I do it I do it the opposite way. I go get Lonzo right now, and I get Zach Levine later. Because I know what I have in Levine, right? I know what I have in Levine, but I don't know what I have in Lonzo. So what I would rather, if I have to test drive either, I would rather test drive Lonzo, knowing full well what I'm going to get in Zach Levine. So professional outfit, you think Lonzo's trash? So how do you think Bullock is doing? RC Creative says Lonzo's not worth it. I don't know if I agree with that. Makes us a problem on the break immediately. Immediately, I'm telling you, Chef NYK hit the nail on the head right there. This right here is underrated and understated. Right? Underrated and understated. Underrated and understated. As of a few games ago, the Knicks were giving up 103.5 points a game, and they were scoring 103.5 points a game. Last in pace and fast break points. I think Lonzo Ball, in an era where, or in this stitch of time where we are number one against the 3-point shot and long rebounds, I think Lonzo Ball in transition takes us from a 6 seed to a 5 seed. Right? So what I'm going to do is justify what Lonzo Ball brings on the court. Right? You know, Hoodie Kev, all you got to do is be light-skinned, and he swear you the GOAT. Hoodie Kev said, hey, if you're a light-skinned Nick, man, you need to be playing 50 minutes a game. And I'm joking, of course. But he would say 49 minutes a game. If you light-skinned, you could play 49 minutes a game for Hoodie Kev. And Lonzo Ball added that. That's a joke, of course, but Levine is trying to establish himself as an all-star. Why would he want to come and play with Randall? They both won't make the all-star game. Hey, you know what? That might be true. That's possible. That's possible. That's possible, right? That's possible. I want Levine. He'd be good on our team. Good where, though? What is the fit for Zach Levine on our team? Because you already have a shooting guard, a young shooting guard, who's on pace to be better than Zach Levine. Legion of Knicks, I swear he invented fortune cookies. Legion of Knicks legit invented fortune cookies. This is like the joint you get like you like, yo, you go to the Chinese place and you like, let me get steamed broccoli, Let me get the vegetarian egg roll. Let me get the veggie lo mein noodles, and make sure y'all put some of them fortune cookies in the bag, right? And you open your fortune cookie, and it says "Dumb money don't make money." You're like, what the fuck? What is that? Really, fortune cookie guy? You ran out of thoughts, fortune cookie guy? Hey Murphy, this year ain't the year. We'd have to give up the farm and the house. Next year is a better opportunity. Okay, I got you. Who's that? Bam. RJ. Hey, good morning to Legion of the Knicks podcast, by the way. And if you haven't, I'm mad at you. If you hadn't subscribed to the Legion of the Knicks podcast, make sure you subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Make sure it's a dark one. So every time he adds content to his channel, whether it's video breakdown, watch alongs, live streams, you'll be aware when my man posts something or activates his channel, so that y'all can legit enjoy the content. My man is dope. And the same thing with Ron Cleveland, man. Make sure that no matter what he does, subscribe to the channel, so you can help my man grow, right? Jay Williams says, we do not need Levine. What is this infatuation with Levine? I don't know what the infatuation is. Infatuation. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what the infatuation is with two guards. We have one that's young, that's on pace to be better than the guys y'all are looking to trade him for. Allah Wise is in the building. Now we can get started. Allah Wise was good. Was good. Muhammad Musa was good. Mo says 2 second rounders, Payton and Knox for Lonzo. I think that's too much. If they ask me for that, I'm going all the way to New Orleans and slapping Griffin across his teeth. Then you ask me for 2 second rounders, a starting point guard, and Knox? Are you serious, David Griffin? And Trajan Langdon is there. I like Trajan Langdon. I'm a Duke fan, right? I'm a Duke fan. I've been a fan of Duke since 84, 85. There's some intellect there because I started out as a St. John's fan because I was young and didn't know better. And St. John's used to come on Channel 9. And so for those that don't know, St. John's was a big deal back then. I used to even want to go to St. John's. I wanted to attend St. John's. Right? I used to even want to go to St. John's. Right? I love the Johnnies. I used to love Malik Sealy, Mark Jackson, Walter Berry, Chris Mullen, all those dudes. You know what I'm saying? I used to love those dudes, man. But Syracuse back then used to wipe the floor with St. John's. Wipe the floor, man. I mean, they had Pearl Washington, they had Sherman Douglas, Derek Coleman, Stevie Thompson, Billy Owens, Ronnie Cycli, all these dudes. I saw Sherman Douglas. The first live I saw in college basketball was Sherman Douglas got a rebound, right? Now, he didn't get the rebound. I think one of their centers got the rebound. And he legit got it, like at the top of the key on one end of the court, took 2 dribbles and threw the ball in the parking lot, or was trying to throw the ball in the parking lot. But this kid, this 6'4" dude, Stevie Thompson, went up and got it and threw it down with 2 hands and screamed to the top of his lungs. Right? So I was like, oh my God, Syracuse. And so I went on the street, I went on the block. I was like, yo, y'all saw the live the other day? And Syracuse was rocking the dope white Delta Forces. Right? Y'all remember Delta Forces? Like Delta Forces and Air Forces came out at the same time, right? Delta Force and the Air Forces came out at the same time, right? I wasn't a fan of the forces. I like the Delta Forces, right? Because Syracuse had the white ones with the orange sole, with the orange check. That was so fly to me. That was so fly. But I couldn't rock with them because I like St. John's. And then eventually I started liking Duke. You know what I'm saying? And then, probably about 85, I just switched straight to Duke. Because it was something about Duke that it was something about being the underdog in every big game that fascinated me. Right? Alawa says Delta Forces and Dunks. Jarrell Williams says, I want a two guard. You have one. You have one. You just have to allow him time to develop. Right? So Zach LaVine is averaging 28.6 points per game right now, right? But in his first year, he averaged 10 points a game. His second year, he averaged 14 points a game. His third year, he averaged 18.9 points a game. His fourth year, he averaged 16.7 points a game. Right? Right? RJ Barrett is smashing that right now. RJ Barrett is on pace to be, based on his career arc, is going to be a 20, 26, 27 points per game scorer based on what I've seen other scorers do, right, at his position. So that was Zach LaVine, 10, 14, 18, 16. 10, 14, 18, 16. Before, in his fifth year, averaging 20 something. Right? What about Bill? What about Bill? Right? So Bill averaged 13, 17, 15, 17. In his fifth year, he averaged 20. Right? Y'all stop it. Y'all stop it, man. Y'all talking about trading for these guys, and RJ Barrett is on pace to be better than these dudes. Y'all killing me. We need a two guard. No, we need a small forward, a big small forward. Right? So Bradley Beal, listen to his numbers. First year 13, second year 17, third year 15, fourth year 17. His fifth year he averaged 20 points a game. And y'all want to trade a guy that's on his way to be better for this dude. Let me find another guy. How about CJ McCollum? CJ McCollum, first year 5, second year 6, and his third year he averaged 20, and he's been averaging 20 for the past 6 seasons. Right? Y'all killing me, man. How about we get out of RJ Barrett's sophomore year and see what he does in his third year before we trade him for nothing? Who else is a high scoring? Y'all name another high scoring shooting guard. Name one. Name a high scoring shooting guard right now. And I'll research his stuff. Marion Davis says, "One nation under a freezy, getting down for the funk of it. One nation under a freezy, getting down just the funk of it." Yo, y'all name another shooting guard, man. Let's continue to have this thing about RJ Barrett. I'm telling you, what Knicks Film School wrote today, what Macri put out today, is a gem, right? And I know y'all don't want to hear it. I know y'all want a finished product, right? All right, Devin Booker. Devin Booker. I saw somebody say Devin Booker. Lily Phillips said Devin Booker, right? So Devin Booker averaged 13, 22, 24. Okay. So Devin Booker was a 20-point scorer in his second year, right? All right. Kudos to Devin Booker. He's special, right? Shout out to Devin Booker. One more person. Name one more person. Name one more person. Name one more person we can look up. Name one more scorer. Name one more scorer that RJ Barrett is worth trading for. Name another. Nah, not Anthony Edwards. I want somebody with some cachet already. Name somebody at the two guard position. Victor Oladipo. Oladipo. Okay, there it is. I don't know if somebody put that in the chat, but Oladipo just came to me. Oladipo in his first year, 13. Second year, 17. Third year, 16. Fourth year, 15. Right? Fifth year, he averaged 23. Right? So in his fifth year, he got to 20 points a game. And y'all are legit talking about trading RJ Barrett for these dudes that RJ Barrett in a few years will be better than. I don't get it. I swear I don't get it. Right? James Harden. All right, I'll look up James Harden, and James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. So I'm gonna do James Harden first. James Harden, first year, 9 points. Second year, 12 points. Third year, 16 points. Fourth year, he got to 25, right? And he's been on that trajectory ever since. Somewhere between 25 and 36 points a game, right? Would y'all have traded a second year James Harden for in a I mean, come on. No, Jarrell Williams, I'm not saying they said trade RJ. What I'm saying is they want to bring in his replacement. The chat, people in the chat said, let's bring in his replacement. Let's bring in Bradley Beal. Let's bring in Victor Oladipo. Let's bring in Zach LaVine. And now that we're bearing out numbers, people are legit hiding their hands. So let's look at Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell was 20 points, 23 points, 24 points, 24 points. Right? And Basketball Reference has Donovan Mitchell listed as 6 foot tall. 6 foot tall, 215. 6 foot tall. I thought that kid was like 6'2". What I'm saying to Knicks fans is the future is brighter than what you think. So Anthony D says numbers lie. Right. I'm not saying just go by the numbers. I'm saying look at the progress. That's what I'm saying, Anthony D. That's why I named it multiple years. That's what I'm saying, multiple years. Look at multiple years of this stuff. Like these kids legit go from take one step, another step, another step, another step, and before you know it, they're in the stratosphere. That's what I'm getting at. But with RJ Barrett, we don't want to do one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? We want results right away. Jay Williams says RJ trajectory is better, obviously. Right. That's what I'm saying, man. Don't just go by like y'all legit looking at RJ Barrett missing layups at the rim, and I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying some are saying, man, we need improvement right there. Let's trade for Bradley Beal. And I'm back and forth on Bradley Beal like a Cameo song. Anybody out there remember Cameo? That group Cameo? Yo, I need to see some thumbs up if you remember that group, the music group Cameo. I need to see some thumbs up or some what's ups in the chat if you remember that group Cameo. Right? Oh, Chop Low. Hey, Chop Low know his music, man. Otherwise. Otherwise. Y'all remember Cameo? Yeah, man. Yeah, hey. Y'all remember Cameo? Sharon Cloyd was good. Foxy. Foxy, I used to be in the club dancing to that joint, trying to buy drinks. So used to be in the club like with these chicks, like girls used to have like that Farrah Fawcett hairdo. I used to be like trying to buy, hey girl, you want a drink? And let me buy you a drink, baby. This would be the best drink you ever had in your life. Why is that, Uncle Freezy? Because you drinking it with me, baby. Yeah, that was those were the lines we used in the 80s. Those are the lines we used. This is the best drink you'll ever have in your life. Why is that, Uncle Freezy? Because you drinking it with Uncle Freezy. Yo, single life. Yeah, man. Hey, Jay Boogie, what's good? Jay Boogie says, I want to know, can you feel it too? Just like I do. Yeah, man. Yeah, look at Jay Boogie. Anthony D says Cameo would set the dance floor on fire. You know it. You know it. Tastes like candy. Yep. Yeah, man. Hey, so Mo says we don't need much game nowadays, just a smartphone. Yeah. This era of fellas, man. If you got a smartphone, the smartphone does all the macking for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, back in the day, you had to have courage to step to the ladies. You had to be clean. You had to be neat. You had to have game. You had to have some bread. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I don't know what you need. Just your smartphone, I guess. You know what I mean? Back then, you used to see a chick across the room, and then it'd be like 14 other dudes looking at the same one. And so when you step to her, you had to have your A game, right? So I don't know if some know what A game is, but when you had to holler at somebody, you had to bring your A game. You had to be legit like, yo, baby, this is the best drink you'll ever have in your life. Why is that, Uncle Freezy? Because you're drinking it with Uncle Freezy, baby. Bam. I had a dude legit, no lie. And so I know this dude named Ghetto Intellect that used to see these ladies in the club, and he used to legit just like walk over to them and be like, "What's your sign, baby? I'm an Aquarius." Yo, there you go. What's good? What's good?
I had to say a few more words than that, but I didn't do too bad.
What's good, brother?
What's up, man? Yo, no trades. And if we do trade, we got to be realistic.
Yeah,
it's got to be some shooters. You know, I just right now don't see how you in good conscience touch RJ, Randall, Mitch, and Mitch is hurt, so it's going to be hard to do anything. I just don't know right now how in good conscience you touch RJ, Mitch, Randall, or Quickly. I don't.
Or Obi, in my opinion.
I was about to say, and how do you not throw Obi in there when you don't really know what you have in him? To trade him now would be for Rose to admit that he's wrong. And one thing about executives of billion-dollar companies, they don't admit that they're wrong in 2 or 3 months unless the market really turns against them. And the market's not against them right now. So I just, and you know me, a couple of weeks ago, I was all for, you know, seeing if we could get Bill, but I want to be consistent. Right. And this is the part I'm the only one saying, so I gave up. The only way it makes sense for us to get Bill, Washington has to realize they made a mistake. So remember now, if you're at the table, I always go from a boardroom perspective with this because these are multi-billion-dollar businesses.
Right.
The cheapest one is worth 400, 500 million, right?
Right.
And with the internet, that's not even because before Milwaukee Bucks got Giannis, they were a $350 million company.
Right.
Now they're $1 billion company. And how
Right.
long has he been there? 6, 7 years?
Yeah.
So the upside for these franchises by getting one player is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So my position is, if you're going to negotiate with somebody, you have to have some leverage. I don't want the Knicks doing any trades where they don't have any leverage. The Derrick Rose made sense because Detroit's like, well, what are we doing? Honestly, Derrick Rose might help us win a few games if he gets hot. He makes us a better team. We don't want to win no game. They're clearly in tank mode. Killian Hayes got hurt. So they said, you know what? To not win games, I don't want to get in trouble by the DSJ fans, but to not win games, we better get rid of Derrick Rose and go get DSJ.
Right. And then you're right. And so they're taking the approach is their approach is take a couple of steps back so that you can get a running start going forward. That's their thing, right? They don't want to call it tanking. They're saying, like, listen, we're going to take a few steps back to regroup, and then we're going to get a running start so that we'll have the wind behind us going forward. That's the way they see it. I see their asses tanking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see, right? You can justify it how you want. You can call it what you want. But I see it as tanking. Right?
So I just don't go ahead. Yeah, I just don't see us with a lot of leverage for trades right now. That's why you're going through what you're going through this morning, saying, guys say, okay, well, I'll give up RJ for Bill. I just don't. Again,
Why?
I'm not a GM. I just don't see how that makes sense right now. I don't see how we get better in that move. And there's a wild scenario. And let's keep going what we're going through because I listened the other night, and my man Ron was on to something. The only problem is he used the word trade. I could see a scenario where we get lucky, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Remember, I told you my 2010 LeBron James story.
Yeah.
I went to the altar every day, bro. Like literally, like chat.
Right.
No, I literally went to the altar. Like I pulled out. I mean, I'm not Catholic, but so I don't want to play on religion. But I had the rosary beads in my pocket, and I would just say, "Oh, give us LeBron. Oh, give us LeBron. If we could just get LeBron."
Right.
And after that happened, and he pulled on my heartstring, I said, "Never again. Never again."
Nah. And so the thing is this. And this is my backyard English, right? Free agent superstars ain't coming here. They not coming here. No matter how, every year we change the narrative. We're like, well, this year we have Steve Mills. Steve Mills is not like Phil Jackson. Steve Mills can talk to these guys. Wrong. The biggest disaster ever. We put Steve Mills in charge of negotiating with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and they wound up going cross town on us. I mean, cross town. That was akin to you macking on a girl, and she like, "Hey, that was dope, but I like your little brother." You know what I'm saying? What?
I don't like Steve Mills, but I ain't signing up for that. Kevin Durant's injury changed everything, but I because if we didn't get a healthy Kevin Durant, boy. But I don't want to defend Steve Mills. So go ahead. I like the narrative you're spinning. Go ahead.
Yeah, every year things change. Every year things change. Like the narrative changes. Like, well, Phil Jackson has 11 rings. Free agents would love to come here for Phil Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
The guy before him never won a championship. Phil Jackson coached Michael Jordan. That must mean something. Phil Jackson coached Kobe. The free agent superstars are going to want to come here just off of that. Wrong. Every year we change the narrative. Now it's, Worldwide West is in the building. And we have Leon Rose. Leon Rose was the agent for all these guys. He's got relationships. Free agents will want to come here. bro, chat, I'm telling y'all, free agents aren't coming here.
Now, if I
Free
can,
agent superstars are not coming here.
now if I can, there is a wild dream scenario, and I want to tell you, this is the wildest dream scenario. And again, salute to Ron, man. Salute to Ron, OG. Let's say let's say Kawhi really is a ring chaser, okay? And when I started hearing, I said, you know what, this could happen, but it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. So it doesn't work out in LA for him, okay? Ibaka is there on a 1-year contract, and Kyle Lowry is ending. The first step with the three of them would have to get on the phone late June, July, and say, you know what? Let's go somewhere together. That's scenario number one, and I don't know that can happen. That's just a wild. So that it starts off wild,
right?
And then they say, all right, well, we got to pick a team. The only team that has a decent core that they wouldn't have to break up would be the Knicks. So they say, okay, let's go to the Knicks. But then Kawhi has to take a pay cut. Good morning, Joe.
What's up, Joe? Man?
Kawhi has to take a pay cut. And it's not unreasonable because he seems to be realistic. Like I heard he was driving hoopties deep into his career. But it's still wild. Everything's wild. Everything's wild, chat. Kyle Lowry has to decide to play on almost vets minimum. And or what I'm playing for what is it called? The mid-tier exemption or whatever.
Yeah.
And Ibaka has to do the same thing. Right. So then you're putting those three players with Randall, RJ, Mitch, quickly, and whoever else, Obi. Now you're saying you could become a championship contender overnight. But that's a wild scenario, Freeze.
I think Kawhi's possibility, but we got to see what happens in LA because I brought up that scenario that you're looking at the Clippers. The Clippers don't get past the Lakers this year.
Hey, Joe, let me ask you this: how you doing, brother?
Good. No, sorry. I've been busy. I've been back to work at night, so.
Okay, how the family doing?
Family's doing good. Yeah,
good.
Family's doing good. How about you? All good.
I never knew that people could do this right here so much, like point their palm to the sky. I never know that people could do that so much. You know that is sign language for give me something.
Yeah.
yeah. Give me something. That's sign language, right? But anyway, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's healthy. Everybody, doing good.
No, that's good. Crazy world out there with this COVID, and it ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, man. Hey, I've been wanting to ask you and get with you, man. Hey, man, you got to give me your phone number so I can call you and check up on you occasionally.
Yeah. I'm gonna type it in the private chat.
Okay. But what were you gonna say? What was your point about the Kawhi thing, though?
I brought up the scenario about Kawhi as a possibility, but I'm not jumping at it saying, "Oh, it's definitely going to happen." What I can see happen with Kawhi is Kawhi mentioned that he might opt out of his deal, and to me, that could be it's two ways. It's either see where the Clippers go this year, because if the Clippers don't get past the Lakers, he might not be able to win a ring there because they locked down Paul George for 4 more years. They have no draft picks. They have no money. So if they don't get past the Lakers this year, they're stuck in this. They're going to be in the same spot for the next 4 or 5 years until they get picks and they get money. And so my scenario is if they don't get past the Lakers, and you're looking at the Knicks, and the Knicks sneak a 7 or 8 seed into the playoffs this year, of a scenario of us doing the same way as the Clippers done to get Kawhi by trading for Paul George, us doing the same thing for Bradley Beal. But I'm only trading for Bradley Beal if Kawhi's coming, and I'm only getting Kawhi if we can trade for Bradley Beal. That's the only way I'm getting. I'm not trading up just for Beal, I want Kawhi with him too, and I'm not just bringing Kawhi. I want to make sure Bradley Beal's coming. I'm not not just taking one of them.
But here's the thing, Joe. Though I think my scenario is better than yours because I don't have to trade for anybody. If he brings, and I don't know if you heard it, if he hooks up with Kyle Lowry and Ibaka, and they say let's go over to New York together, you don't need to trade for Bradley.
The Toronto Knicks.
Right.
You
They
don't
put the
need-
band back. They'll be putting the band back together.
Yeah. And I don't know because you're looking at that 3 years later and they're all a lot older. Like Lowry's 35. Like you've a very quick, like a 1 to 2 year window to win the chip. And if you don't do it, then because the only reason why I'd be willing, because I don't trust just Ibaka and Lowry on their own, just go away Kawhi's injury history and his load management and stuff. The only way I bring Kawhi if I know I have another superstar coming with him and Randall's here. Because I know if Kawhi takes nights off, that Beal and Randall could hold their own. I don't trust Ibaka, Lowry, and Randall to hold their own when Kawhi has nights off.
So you got to hear me, though. You got to hear me. We don't get rid of anybody. We still got RJ. Those three are coming to us. And Kyle Lowry and Ibaka have to decide to come along for the ride. There's no paydays for those guys.
Yeah.
There's no payday.
That's the thing is, they're not going to come on it. You're going to have to pay them. Like Ibaka would easily next year instead of going in the Knicks on a vet minimum, he could go to Brooklyn on a vet minimum and have a higher chance of winning a chip.
Right.
You could have the same thing with Lowry. Lowry can go anywhere. Lowry could end up with the Clippers next year. Kawhi could say, you know what? I'm going to stay at Pact and I'm bringing Kawhi because they need a point guard. And he could go to the Clippers. I don't know. The only way I think us getting Kawhi here, and it's a very far-fetched. It's not a big possibility. It's only if things go our way and if we can sneak into the playoffs, the Clippers can't get by the Lakers, and we're guaranteed to be able to get Beal over here. Then
Joe, in your scenario, and I'm sorry, Freezy, because I just want to vet this through though. So the chat know we're being responsible with our conversation. And anybody who's watching.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said the window is only 3 years in my scenario, and I respect that. And I can't.
Not even 3 years, because you look at Ibaka's 33, Kyle Lowry 5, Kawhi's up there in age, and he played low management. So you're looking at a 2 year window tops.
I hear you. So it's not sustainable, and I can't argue that.
He might as well stay with Ibaka in LA at home and just bring Lowry along instead of moving across town with Ibaka and getting Lowry over. You know what I mean? Because they have the two guys there and Paul George. All they need to do is Lowry, vet minimum, boom. They add Lowry to their situation now. Instead of bringing Ibaka and Lowry across to New York.
I hear you. I hear you. But that wasn't where I wanted to go. Where I wanted to go is how is then trading for Bill, because you agree we still have to pay for Bill regardless. How is that scenario any different? Like how that doesn't sustain us long term. We'll just have Bill and nothing else.
No, because what you do is my scenario is you go into the off season.
Bill and Randall, right?
Bill, Randall, and Kawhi.
Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, I hear you, but you would have to trade so much to get Bill. If it broke down,
but
you would then only have.
Yeah, but it won't matter as much. Like, it's a better scenario than the way Paul. It's more or less the same thing as what they done what the Clippers done to lure Kawhi, and they said, we're going to bring Paul George and we're going to trade up the house because you don't mind giving up picks because it's not only you're getting one superstar in free agency and you're getting the other one in the trade. So to get Kawhi here, you trade for Beal, and you don't mind giving up the house because then Beal. 2 years left of this deal, you could sign Kawhi for 3 or 4 years. You have Randall, and you could extend. You could go over the cap to extend RJ, Randall, and Beal.
Oh, so it's not Kawhi you're saying doesn't have. It's your lack of faith in Lowry.
Yeah, no, it's not my lack of faith in Lowry. It's my lack of faith in Kawhi on his own. I rather have a younger Beal who's able to. So RJ, Randall, and Beal can hold their own on back-to-backs when Kawhi has to sit out. Because
I
you
hear
know
it.
Kawhi's only out of an 82-game season. Kawhi might barely get 60 games in, and they might low management for the playoffs, which I don't mind. But if you just have Lowry, Ibaka, Randall, they're older guys. And what I could see is a lot of times now they're Toronto's low managing Lowry a lot more this year. So when you take, he's going to be 35, Ibaka's going to be 33, Kawhi's going to be 31 or 32. At least if you bring Beal will be 28, Randall will be 27, RJ will be 21, and then you just have the one guy over the age of 30. And that's Kawhi, and that's a superstar.
I'm with you now. I wasn't clear on what you were saying. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Hey, both scenarios are wild, so at least we can dream.
It could happen. Kawhi coming here, it's a possibility because we got to see what happens with the Clippers. It all depends on the Clippers. If the Clippers get past the Lakers, get to the finals, he ain't going anywhere. My fear is if he can't get past the Lakers, he might try and sign a deal with the Lakers.
Here's what's most important.
And then it's over. Then the whole league is over. If you have Kawhi, AD, and LeBron, then it's over. But
I don't think Kawhi is that type of guy. Here's the most biggest scenario.
He wanted to go to it was either the Lakers or the Clippers in free agency because he wanted to go home. My thing is, look, is him going to New York for 3 or 4 years to get another ring more important to him than just staying at home?
Agreed. Here's what's most important, though, that's hurting my feelings lately. Them damn Dallas Mavericks playing some decent basketball.
Right.
And KP is getting it together. So
KP was hurt yesterday and they blew out the Grizzlies. Healthy Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And
that's
what annoyed me. Hold on 1 second. What annoyed me was you had I love Ron. Ron does some great takes, but Ron tried to tell me that the Mavericks have a tough schedule coming up, and I was like, no, it's easier. And now they're on a 6-game winning streak with a week off, and he tried to tell me that we're going to be okay. The Mavs pick is going to be a top 10 pick.
Right. So what does that have to do with okay?
What I'm just saying is that he tried to tell me that the Mavs pick was going to be a top 10 pick. And that's our pick. That ain't going to happen. The Mavs are getting hot.
Right. Well, I mean, and so just to because I want to chime in on the Kawhi thing too.
Oh yeah.
Right. So the thing with Kawhi Leonard is this. My thing is going to be short. Kawhi Leonard ain't coming here. Superstar free agents don't come to New York. I keep saying the same. I've been saying the same thing for years, and y'all won't listen to me.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not Chicken Little. I'm not saying the sky is falling, but every year, every regime, y'all tell me this regime is different from the last one. All we have to do is win more games and look more attractive, and free agents will come here. And then when it's time for free agents to come here, y'all are on Twitter waiting for a Woj bomb, waiting for the Woj bomb, and it never happens.
So basically, you're telling me. So basically, you're telling me I'm having a nightmare. You're gonna wake me up from my nightmare.
Free agents didn't go to the Nets. Free agents didn't go to the Clippers.
Right.
And two runs in a row in the playoffs. Look, them getting into the playoffs without a superstar attracted the superstars. So that's what I'm saying is if we go this year, if we can sneak into the playoffs and look like a competent franchise with an all-star in Randall, who today at some point this evening's meant to be announced to be an all-star. So you have an all-star, a future all-star in RJ, load of draft picks and money. There you go. What else more they'd be looking? They made the 8th seed in the East, which is an easier conference. Without a superstar, they have a young all-star in Rondo, a young future all-star in RJ. They have numerous draft picks, and they have money. I could do something with that. If I put my name with them guys and somebody else, they have the assets to trade for whoever I want and the money to take on that contract. I might be able to do something over there.
Right. But free agents ain't coming here, Joe Madden.
Oh, I'm not guaranteeing it. I've seen it before. I've been heartbroken so many times. I see Katie and Kyrie. I cried watching that.
What I'm saying, and I'm not throwing shade at your logic.
No.
But I'm saying I'm throwing shade at your logic. So I'm not really throwing shade at you. What I'm saying is that we go through these scenarios every year. Like, oh, now that we have Phil Jackson has more championship rings than he has fingers. He's got one for the toe. Free agents that want to come here. Wrong.
But see, the thing is with Phil Jackson, though, Freezy, we didn't have money, we didn't have picks. Now we have money, now we have picks. Now we have something to add more. Free agents didn't want to come here because we had nothing. And then when Katie and Kyrie were free agents, we were after doing a tanking year. And they don't want to go to tanking year. This year, you go in to the offseason as an 8 seed, even if you get knocked out, say like an 8 seed, and you win your play-in round and you get into the first round of the playoffs, even though it's an exit, like the Clippers done. The following year, they'd be like, oh, this team got into the playoffs without any superstar. Now they have picks, and they still have picks, and they still have money. That's an attractive destination because they have the money and the draft picks to trade for whoever guy I want to play with. So I say to them, I have Julius Randle, I have RJ Barrett. Go get me Bradley Beal, I'm coming. So if you have RJ Randle, why?
Joe, I feel hey man, listen, I understand where you're coming from. But what I'm telling you is this.
Nobody
free agents ain't coming here.
Yeah.
And you think I'm being mad negative. I'm not being negative, bro. I'm saying over all the years, right? We watch this every year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying this is hypothetical. Katie and Kyrie was more or less, they're guaranteed coming. This is far-fetched. We're trying to have a little bit of fun with it because it could be a possibility. I'm not saying they're definitely coming, but you got to see where we're at. If we could sneak into the playoffs and see where the Clippers are at. Because the problem with the Clippers is they have no money and no picks. So if they don't get by the Lakers, Kawhi might be like, all right, maybe I need out. And we're
right.
So when you're looking at it, when you're looking at the Knicks, his uncle, I think, lives around the New Jersey area, his agent and his uncle. He spends a lot of time in his offseason in New York. When he was on holding out for the Spurs, he spent his time in New York.
Right.
The Knicks was on his list to be traded. Well, the problem is the Knicks didn't have the assets or the cap space to take him on.
Right.
You're looking this time, we have the money to take on his free agent, and we have the cap space and picks to make a move to bring whoever he wants. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. Hell no. There's maybe like a 20% chance of it happening.
Uncle Freeze, you got to open your heart, man. Yeah, I know your heart is like broken. You got to open your heart.
I understand. Knicks fans' heart has been broken for 20-something years.
You got to open your heart, man.
But Kev, I don't know if you remember this song or not, but a heart is a house for love. Woo, 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 woo. You remember that from the 5
Heartbeat? And I learned. Originally by the Dells.
Right.
But yo, you got this management right now, and I know where what I'm about to say, you're gonna be like, well, they failed at this. This management hasn't failed yet. And I know you're gonna say, well, they failed with not getting Chris Paul here.
Yet.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But right now, they've been hitting, not 3-point shots, but they've been hitting a few good 2-point shots, with the way we're going. I mean, we're only one game out of 500, and I know that's setting the bar low, but you got to crawl before you walk. And right now, we're crawling a lot. We're gonna be walking very, very soon.
And the bar was set low. Like, my expectations really, they've changed a little bit, but they haven't changed as much as people are saying, oh, now we definitely have to fail you if we don't make the playoffs. Mine's still the same, but this franchise is on an uphill climb. Like, we have basically the same roster last year. Like, I think we underachieved last year.
Yeah, we
bad coaching. We underachieved. I think this year we're coming back to reality.
And people blame Randall. People blame Randall last shit, man. Randall got so much misguided.
Randall wasn't great last year. He made a lot, but he got better. He did a
360. He literally did a 360.
He admitted it too. He put the extra work in to get better, which is good. He had that. this coronavirus is one of the saddest things in the world. But when it comes to the Knicks, them 9 months might have helped the Knicks because it gave Randall 9 months to improve his game. And he took a major jump. Like he said in that JJ Redick interview, 3-point shooting was one of his weaknesses last year, and we complained about how he couldn't buy a 3 to save his life. He spent the whole offseason, he said, making like 1,000 threes a day. That's work ethic. And now it's proving. It's proven that the work. That's what he said. The work was it. Work is undefeated, or something.
Yeah,
something to that say it or whatever.
Yeah, it can't be denied. The guy's a beast this year. He is a beast this year, literally. And we still have a second half to go. And if we get into the playoffs, there's no telling what his story will be for this year.
We might find all-star tonight.
Kev, he averaged 20.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Anthony D? What's good? How you doing today, man?
What's going on, fellas?
I can't call it, man. You the man.
Hey, what up?
How you doing today?
What's going on, Freezy? You killing me, Freezy.
No, man. I'm throwing you a life preserver.
Freezy, you had me today, yo. I mean, I'm listening to you. You pulling at my heart. You done shared the stories, and I'm riding with you. I'm like Team Freezy.
Right. Lawrence Kidd, no doubt.
And then you kick me off the boat when you start getting scared about free agents.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Totally different. This is a totally different feeling, a totally different time, man. Totally different.
Hey, so let Anthony D elaborate. I don't understand where you're coming from.
I know where he's coming from. Go ahead, G.
There's one thing that we have to understand from just even before what other past regimes did to not ingratiate themselves with free agents.
Right.
Have to prepare a place, for those who biblical, whatever, remember John the Baptist told about the coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to get, if you wanted, like if we're talking like how Joe was talking about with Kawhi or so forth, if you wanted to get a Kawhi, you'd have to show me you were serious and make a trade for Lowry to prepare a place with someone who already knows his game, who has championship pedigree. You understand? What has always happened with these last few regimes is when it was time for them to be in the right place, when the guy was there and available, they didn't know how to close the deal. Outside of a Melo, they didn't know how to close the deal and prepare a place for a free agent to want to come here. See, KD and Kyrie, they went together. This new generation of guys, they don't want to feel like I'm the only guy there. So if you got a piece, if you got a Lowry, okay, automatically, Elfridge got waived, cut, traded, sent on a boat, wherever. Okay, automatically your team is a lot more serious, and it's a lot more. What am I saying? It's a lot more just attractive.
Attractive, yeah.
Right. Okay.
See what I'm saying? That's the problem with these managements. They've never acted like when George Steinbrenner was in town. You think if George was running the Knicks, since we all in fantasy, God rest the dead, you think if George was running the Knicks, a lot of these guys wouldn't have had that firm sit down and the money would have been on the table and everything else that New York has to afford would have been on the table?
Right.
George Steinbrenner would have had cash. He would have no contract. He'd have the cash in front of him.
Yep. Right. See? Right. Hey, so hey, let me acknowledge this super chat real quick. So a 26-year-old Bill Randall attracts Kawhi, RJ don't. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
You gotta have a guy. I like RJ, right? But who attracts other players at this stage of their career? Beal or RJ?
Beal.
Whoa, time out. So you're saying you would give up RJ?
I wouldn't want to give up RJ, but if at the very end of the day, if that's what it was to get Beal, I would make that trade. I have to be consistent. I've said it before.
I would only do that knowing that Kawhi is coming. If Beal is here, Kawhi is coming. Kind of like that Paul George Kawhi thing where Kawhi was coming if Paul George is coming. If we do the same thing, I wouldn't mind that because then you have Randall, Kawhi, and Beal. That's a team that definitely contend in the East.
All right, so let me.
I'm in the huge minority.
I'm not doing
I believe in my cornerstones. I'm in the minority. I don't know. I honestly, I'll say that I don't know if I'm willing to give up RJ or not. I really am not. I agree with you a little bit, Joe. If Kawhi was coming here, but I don't know if I could take that risk or not. At least I have a cornerstone in RJ, knowing that I'm going to have him here for a while. And as he's still, climbing up that ladder, as long as he's coming, he's 20 years old and he's still climbing up that ladder. I don't know if I'm ready to give up everything just for Beal. I don't know.
I'm not doing it like people are saying about trading for Beal now. I'm only doing it in the off season, and I'm only doing it if I know Kawhi's coming with him.
Joe man, let me tell you this. Let me go over a number, right? So in Kawhi Leonard's first year, he averaged 7 points a game. He averaged second year 11 points a game, and then 13 points a game. In his fourth year, he averaged 17 points a game. And then he got to his fifth year, he averaged 20 points a game. Now, with that said, Kawhi Leonard, during those years where his scoring was not through the roof, he was an excellent rebounder for his position, an excellent one-on-one defender, an excellent team defender, right? Excellent, right? The Kawhi Leonard has been on all NBA defense 6 times, right? What I'm telling you is I'm optimistic in a different way, right? So y'all are optimistic one way. I am not pessimistic. I'm optimistic on a different avenue, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to rain on a parade. What I'm saying is I'm having a parade on a different street, right? That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the reason why I bore out all the numbers is that you've seen the progression of Julius Randle. You legit saw Julius Randle get better in every season he has played in the NBA. Even last year, when his numbers were down, after Fizdale got fired, the dude averaged 23 and 12 and 6, I believe. Maybe 5, maybe 6. He averaged 23, 12, and like 5.5 under Mike Miller, right? You can't find those numbers anywhere on the street. Those are not empty stats. You have to work in the NBA to be a 20 and 10 guy, right? Because if they were empty stats, scoring, being a scoring machine is an empty stat. Being a rebounding machine may be an empty stat. But when you do both, there is effort there. There's effort to do both, right? Because rebounders, like Ben Wallace wasn't a scorer, right? Alex English was not a rebounder. But you combine the two and 5.5 assists, and you have Julius Randle. That was last year after Fizdale was fired, right? What I'm saying is, if you're patient with what you have, you'll go down that same road eventually. I'm not saying and I know I bore out facts, right? You change the regime, the new regime comes in, says we're not like them. This is what we're going to do to attract free agents. The summer's come and we don't get anybody. Those are facts. Those are facts, man. I didn't just make that up. That's not a wild scenario. We saw that from 4 to 5 regimes in a row. I'm not like them. We're smarter than them. This is what we've done.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. You have a president that was an agent.
Yes.
And you have West.
So what happened when the team president was the guy that had 11 championship rings? Or the guy that was
that's different. That's okay. Totally different. This is from the agent's perspective.
Phil Jackson.
That was the coach's perspective. He really didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Phil Jackson.
He really didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Phil Jackson had it easy. He had Michael Jordan and Pippen. He had Shaq and Kobe.
Right. The guy that had the 7 championship rings or the 13 champion, however how many rings that he has, again, when you brought him in front of free agents and things of that nature, he soured on them too. Remember,
Yep.
if you're even from a distance, every time he had a chance to take a shot at LeBron, he took a shot.
He did it. Yep.
If I may,
and who is the most respected person in this league? Who are the young guys coming up today that are watching? It's LeBron.
and I'm glad you said that, Anthony D.
And if you're disrespecting LeBron, they're looking at you like, okay, maybe that's not a place for me.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, Anthony D. It's very important to note. Because I'll be honest, my scenario I gave for getting Kawhi, Kyle Lowry, and Ibaka is because as players, they want to be together again. And they're going to pick a place where they want to go. And I'm being very specific about certain terms I'm making. This is a players' league. There's very few executives who have the cachet to say, I'm going out and I'm going to convince these guys to come here. The players get together and they decide where they want to go. That changed in 2010. In 2010, there hasn't been one executive that can say, I got this guy to come here. They don't do that anymore. That day is over. So if anybody is just being in the middle, just dreaming, Freezy is more right because he's saying no players are beating down this door to come here. Julius Randle wanted to come here, but we didn't want Julius Randle when he wanted to be here. And Julius Randle can't carry us to a championship. Those cachet players that can change you to a championship caliber tomorrow, they're going to decide where they want to go. There's no executive. I don't care.
But that's a part of why you hired Worldwide West. Because he's supposed to be able to also help to give you that advantage. Because why? He has these player connections since however how long. All I'm saying is not all I'm saying is that it's just we've had the wrong people, and I'm not giving this regime nothing yet because they haven't pulled that deal yet. It's just we had the wrong people with the wrong plan and just disrespecting guys from afar. As much as I agreed with the KP trade, you think other players want to hear how things shook out? Like the guy hops on a plane and goes back to Latvia and you don't hear from him. You don't talk to him for a month.
Right.
Who does that?
Right.
Your star player. Who does that?
But the thing is, they ran him off though, bro. It's not like he was a petulant child. He legit was saying things to the front office, and the front office scoffed at him like, "Who are you to tell us to make personnel decisions?" I mean, Porzingis said, and it's documented, and I wish I could find the article, but Porzingis was like, "Yo, in this draft, you need to trade up for this Luka kid. We legit played against him, and he's the real deal." The Knicks were like, he's trying to make personnel moves. He's trying to be the play man on the court and off the court. Dog, all they had to do was listen. Could you at least kick the tires on a trade up for Luka scenario? Right? Can you at least say, hey, Chris Stapps, listen, you know what? We understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? We have a good scouting department that we have faith in, but we'll at least look into what you said. Nah, they were like, this dude and his brother's trying to run the franchise.
You have to give your star player that leeway, some leeway. Look at what's happening right now down in Texas with Deshaun Watson.
Right.
It's the same thing. Any young player that's your star, you can't treat them as if we'll get back to you.
They're not property.
They're not property. Exactly. They're not property. And in today's game, in order for you to be successful, you got to ingratiate not just them, but their team. All these guys are brands.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And to what Ghetto Intellect was saying about those 3 players wanting to play, I like that idea, but here's what I go do. If I'm not getting Beasley, and even if I was getting Beasley, if Toronto wants to divest themselves from Lowry, I'll take Lowry.
Right.
I'll make that trade to get Lowry.
I love that
wouldn't
word
do that
divest
trade.
too.
He's a free agent. He's a free agent. I'm not trading for free agents. I'm just saying we'll get him in the offseason.
Again, this is what I'm talking about as far as you putting your plan together and being preemptive. You can't take it for granted that he gets to free agency and he's still looking at you the same way he was looking at you 3 months prior. You got to get him into your building. You got to get him into your building and be like, this is the plan. If I can get you in the building, this is why I have draft capital to spend some of it wisely. We can't just always want to sit around when the bidding war starts and then we try and getting the bidding.
Well, here's why me and you disagree, Anthony, because you're saying that I'm saying wait till the offseason, and you're saying being preemptive.
Yes.
But do you agree that players go where they want to go? So if you trade for
Anthony D is saying not be preemptive, like not stopping somebody else, but being proactive on our part.
I understand. I understand clearly. I didn't forget to finish my part though.
Okay,
I understand English well.
No, I got
so if you trade for him and bring him in, that doesn't stop him from being a free agent.
It doesn't stop him from being a free agent, but here's not what it is.
So you give up assets. If he's coming to you, he's coming to you. If he was to come here, but Anthony, you just got to respect the fact that whether you trade for him or not is not going to make him want to stay here. If he's coming to you, he's coming to you. I don't see any good GM giving up assets and letting the guy walk out the door.
If you trade, and I understand your point. You know what I'm saying? I understand your point, and that's the point of, well, this is my plan, but if I get you in the building, I get to tell you what the plan is, and you get to work with me on let's get this plan here together. And I'm not bidding on you, when everyone else can show you their plan. This is a lot of reasons why they weren't in the running for some of these cats last offseason and the offseason before. You see what I'm saying? When they had a chance.
I don't see what you're saying as it relates to not bidding. Once he's a free agent, everybody has the opportunity to talk to him. So that we disagree on. Because as part of making your point, you're making statements like, well, I don't have to bid for you. Once that player hits free agency, the CBA says that everybody gets to bid for him.
Oh, you do? No, I'm not. Everybody gets to bid for you, but here's also what I have in my pocket. I got your bird rights. Okay, I now have your bird rights because I traded for that. I now have your bird rights, but you're in-house and we could work on something. You can see like how serious I am going forward. What this organization is about. It's sometimes
bird right only work though if you plan to pay Kyle Lowry more than when he was getting paid before. And if you're suggesting bring him in,
Lowry's not signing. Kyle Lowry's at an age where he's setting up for his last big real money deal.
Right.
If you are intending on trying to get a player like Kyle Lowry, it's not going to be a 1-year deal. You have to know that going in, that you may have to give him 3 years.
Hey, I'll be right back, y'all. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
No problem. So we're missing each other, Anthony. And what I do is spending a lot of time up here. We'll just have to agree to disagree because our conversations are just missing each other. Because I'm not paying. If I want Kyle Lowry here, at some point, I need guys to come here that want to win with New York. If I have to pay Kyle Lowry, who has such a long career, who I know is on the back end, and I have to pay him a bunch of money to come to New York, then Kyle Lowry's not the guy. I need him to say, I want to come here to win, and I'm willing to take less to do it if I do it with the right guys. I'm not trying to get his bird rights to pay him 8% more than he was getting paid before so I could go over the salary cap.
I'm not trading assets either.
And I'm not giving up assets.
I'm only giving up assets for a big, because I know Kyle Lowry, Toronto, if Toronto trade Kyle Lowry, they're going to want something significant back, like a pick and a young player. Unless it's like Knox and maybe it's a couple of second rounders, I'm out, because I'm not giving up first rounders. I'm not giving up Obi or Quickly or any significant in young player just to get Lowry. Because then if you're taking a risk, then you don't, it's the same risk as you signing him in free agency. You get him in here for 3 months, he might still leave anyway.
Okay. Like we started with this conversation as far as another option that would be less than a Beasley. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anywhere we turn, Knicks family, outside of just waiting and trying to bid with someone else about, potential free agents, which if you've seen the free agents coming up this year, it's not as good as last year. It's not as good as the year before. It's one of those situations that you're gonna have to sit out. If you're trying to get an impactful ball player, gonna have to pay for that. At some point, you have to pay for that, or if not, here where we go. I'm always having disagreements with other Knicks fans. We're then having to only look at the draft. Okay, here's now our problem. We're then only going to have to look at the draft, and to draft hopefully drafting your homegrown stars. How many years are we talking?
I think after this year's draft and going into the summer of 2022, that's when we're ready to make a bid or make a move for somebody after one more draft. That's why I think we're ready, because Obi, I think, should be getting better. Quickly, we already know what Quickly can be. Quickly can be something special. We have RJ, Mitch. I think this draft coming up, it's either trade up and get somebody big or take 2 guys, because this draft is stacked. You can get a wing and get a point guard. And then you have what? You have more picks. Still, you have more picks. Still, you have money. I think we'll be in a better position after one more draft. I think if everything goes correctly, and if we get the right cheap free agents on the cheap, like we done this year, but upgrades, and we draft, if we hit on the draft, then we could be a 6 or 7 seed next year, and then we're in a better position to make a move for a star. And then the 2022 free agency is better.
See, here's now a problem. We hope 2022 free agency will be better.
Well, you have Bradley Beal's a free. Like, I know you have the 3 guys in Brooklyn. They're probably going to stay, or I don't want them anyway because they're going to be older. But
it can go just like this last past free agency, or coming into 2021, where everyone signed up before and don't go to free agency.
True.
See what I'm saying? That's all what I'm talking about. Team construction is like we have to be able to look and pay for some things that we really think that we want, because things can go left. Things can go totally left. 5 months from now, things can go left.
Yeah.
We were linked to, what's that young man down in Houston, the center?
Oh, Christian Wood.
How long were we linked to Christian Wood going into the offseason?
We were linked for a while, but then we drafted Obi, so that went out the window.
Well, the free agency was before the draft, wasn't it?
No. Free agency was after the draft. We drafted Obi, and we still had Randall, and Mitch wasn't going to go anywhere, so then that went out the window. If we didn't draft Obi, or if we went guard, I guarantee we probably would have been in the bidding for Wood. But once we drafted Obi, all that went out the window, because I think they were going to try and see. This year was going to draft your guys, get in cheap free agents, and see what we have. But if we went guard, we probably would have been in the running for Wood. But that definitely went out the window. The minute Obi was drafted, then looking at Wood went out the window. Unless we were willing to trade Mitch. But I don't think that was ever in the work, and I think they wanted to give Mitch another year to see what he can do under Tibbs, and then look. Because I think all the guys like Knox, Frank, everybody got the opportunity to see what they have under Tibbs, and next year is where there's going to be maybe a couple of moves. It's there's going to be no middle of the pack big like trades. Either going to be a big trade or they're going to go through the draft.
See, for me, I think that plan that sounds realistic, but now you put more pressure on yourself because this is what generally happens to these regimes. I can't remember the last regime that lasted 4 years, let alone 5 years. It's that you'd have told the owner you're able to do something and to get something, and you're letting potential situations go by. You let the Chris Paul situation get away from you. You're letting situations go by, and you keep saying, and you're going to be looking at, all right, 6 months from now, 6 months from now, 6 months from now. If the team is not where you promised the owner that you'd have been, that you're going to be in progression, what happens? Fired. Then we're starting with a whole new regime.
Anthony, what is your scenario for now? Because I hear you, you're pragmatic, and I hear you. What is your dream scenario now? What do you see? If you was the Knicks GM, what would you do right here and now?
I think I look into that Lowry. And maybe I give up. Maybe I give up a future one with one of these, with a Knox or a Frank, because they're not playing. You're gonna move on from them eventually. They're not playing.
Knox and Frank, I agree with, but that future one, I think we need to be using that $15 million we have left to take on a bad contract to get another one. Try and gather more first-round picks to make it easier in a big trade. I'm not moving any future ones unless it's like a Beal or a Levine or a top guy that's going to come in here and help us take the next step. Like, I'm not going on. Like, I like Larry, and Larry will make us better, but just his age, like he'll be 35, I think, in the offseason.
We liked CP. We liked Chris Paul coming into the year. Did we not?
Yeah, but
that was a different scenario too, because we didn't know what Randall was going to be. So we knew CP would help with development, and that would give us cachet in the league going forward. I don't think Lowry does what CP does. And CP didn't want to be here. So I keep that conversation. I hear a lot of guys saying we dropped the ball by not getting CP.
No,
CP
he didn't want to. He wanted to stay out west. He wanted to be close to LA to his family, and you got to respect that.
No, all I'm saying is that, again, we've had opportunities to improve the team beyond even what the team looks like now.
Which opportunities were those?
We could have had Russell last year.
Oh, goodness.
I wanted Westbrook, but he got hurt. But he's not looking good now. Like I want Westbrook, but he don't look good now.
Yeah, I'm not even talking Westbrook. I'm Westbrook is like my other Russell. I'm talking from Brooklyn.
Oh, D'Lo.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
but how do you say we could have? Explain this to them. Where do we drop this opportunity?
We would have Russell now if we were willing to give up like Knox, Frank when they had a little bit more value on a pick, maybe the 2 Dallas picks. That would have got it done. But I think that the fact they never showed interest in that, they let him go with
Exactly. You never showed interest. You see,
that was a different regime.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think Leon Rose was hired just before the deadline, right?
Yes, he was.
No. Wait, he was
hired like a month.
Wait. No, because we traded. Steve Mills wanted to keep. He wanted to keep Mook, But Scott Perry then talked him into trading him. And then they got fired, I think, like a couple of weeks later. It was Fizdale was fired like a month before the deadline. But no, Mills was fired just after the deadline. Because I remember they were still in office when we traded Marcus Morris.
Are you sure Mills wasn't fired prior to that?
Fizdale was fired like a month prior to that.
Yeah, Mills wasn't fired. Yeah, he was fired. He was the first shoe to drop.
Yeah,
We hired Rose March of 20, right before COVID hit, March of 2020.
Yeah, and
the
deadline.
That's when he was official. He was already on board like 6 weeks prior to that.
No, but Mills was still in office after, and then he got fired just after the deadline.
Okay,
because I remember he traded. There was talks of him looking to extend Mook. But they ended up talking out into trading him to get the extra acid, which thank God we did, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have quickly.
I mean, you wouldn't have, okay, maybe you wouldn't have quickly, but here's the thing. Mook liked being here.
I would have traded him and then re-signed him to like a 2 or 3 year deal, but LA went and signed him.
Again, another type of piece that you could have that liked being here, and he hasn't been the same since leaving here.
No, but the thing with Mook though is Randall. Randall was a lot better after Mook left. People are saying about the coaching change, but after Mook left, Randall's numbers went up, and then Randall's been on a roll since. He even got better in the offseason. I liked Mook, but the thing was, Mook was taking a lot of... RJ wasn't playing well when Mook was here. Knox was at the bottom of the bench, even though he's still at the bottom of the bench. But that, I think the Mook, Portis, Randall, like them guys coming in, stunt kind of more or less threw like Knox and them under the bus, because it stunted their growth, because we know Knox had a good rookie year, and then when Mook coming in kind of took that away from Knox. I like Mook. I would have tried to re-sign him, but I wasn't going to re-sign him when we were in a rebuilding year when we needed the picks.
And as much as LA paid him, and Mook turned out to be one of our greatest trades in history. Mook turned into quickly.
Do you see what he got? He's getting $13 million this year, $15 next year, $16 the year after that, and then the final year when he's 35 years old, he's going to be making 17 and a half, I think. Something around that ballpark. They gave him the bag. And that was money I wasn't willing to go. You never know. The Knicks could have been talking to him. Just LA threw all that money at him because it's LA. Like the Clippers done the same thing, because whatever players that they seem to spend first rounders on, they throw the bag at because they wasted an asset. So I think once he wasn't going to turn down the money. Kind of like Lowry, where he's older and it's his last year to make big money before he retires.
Well, for that, you're gonna have to get that. I mean, you're gonna have to give that. He's not gonna take a one, just like Rondo going to Atlanta this past year. He's not gonna take a 1-year deal.
And look what happened there. Rondo hasn't played yet. I'm not for giving older players.
He's only making like Rondo. I like Rondo, but I only want to playoff Rondo, not regular season Rondo. But I think Rondo would have been an upgrade from Payton.
He wouldn't have played.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have played, guys. He wouldn't have been an upgrade. That's factual.
You know what? I've killed Payton, and I killed Payton when they signed him. Payton's not a bad player. Payton's just not that lead guard that you need. No. He's not a bad ball player. You know what I mean?
Got a little bit better over maybe the last 10 games or so, but he's still not. I think if you had a better guard in here, we'd be a lot better. We would have won 3 or 4 more games.
Yes, we'd be further along. But even that being said, he would be nice. Like his perfect role for me is where D Rose is, but you already have D Rose in that role.
Yeah, and D Rose isn't in the right. He hasn't started since he was with the Knicks. Since he was in the Cavs, Minnesota, and Pistons, he's been coming off the bench. Because he doesn't have that legs anymore. He can't really play more 25 plus. You need him off the bench. So that's
Indeed.
why I think if Rose was maybe 2 years younger, he'd probably be starting for us. But the fact that he's at that age and his athleticism starting to go, that he has to be off the bench.
He's in 20, 25 minutes at best.
Mm-hmm.
20, 25 minutes at best. That's D Rose's his contribution nightly. And sometimes you're gonna get him to, when he's hot, he'll go to 35.
Yeah. But then the next night you can only play him like 20 because you can't go like 2 or 3 games in a row where he's 30 plus.
Next time you got to bring him down. But anyway, gentlemen, I got to run. It's been great as always, Joe. Good talking with you. Ghetto Intellect. Great talking with you, brother.
Great talking with you, brother. Salute to you.
We'll see you again.
All right,
Yes,
see
yes.
you again, Anthony. Take care, everybody.
Knicks family for life.
Knicks fan. Yeah, so
he has points about Lowry. Like, I understand, get him in the building, but I'm not giving up assets, Ghetto. I'm not. Only them assets. I'm not moving them for middle. Like, the D-Rose traded mine because it was a late second. It was a guy we weren't. He was a G League player. Them type of moves I don't mind because we got like a bunch of seconds. But anybody asking for firsts or a first, they have to be a guy that's going to move the needle. I think Lowry can move the needle, but he's too old. You have a short window with him.
plus you got all these guards, man. You would have did Lowry. You would have held out on Rose. If you thought you had a shot on Lowry and you really wanted to do that, you don't go and do Rose.
Because Rose is going to be here next year. They wouldn't have traded for Rose. Rose is going to be on a 1 or 2 cheap. They might give him like a 2-year, $10 million deal. He'd be on like a $5 million, maybe a year, maybe 2. He's going to be here next year. They didn't make a move for him just to have him leave in free agency unless some other team offers him the bag.
Deep in my heart, the only way Rose comes through that door is if Kawhi is with them. I mean, the only way Lowry comes through that door is if Kawhi is with him. That's the only.
Yeah. See, I don't know about the Kawhi. See, I don't know where I'm at on this Beal move because I'm like, can we just ride it out where we're at now until the off season? But if they make the move, I'm going to be happy if they make the move. But then if they don't make the move, I'm going to be happy because I'm like, Beal coming in now would just kind of ruin the chemistry right now because you're going to give away half the roster and picks to get him. So the chemistry is going to go. I'd rather make a move for Beal when him and Randall and whoever's left of the team have an off season to get better chemistry. And that Beal can learn the system. And
I even have a little more analytics to that. Who knows what these picks are going to be this year? The number of the picks change our leverage. The number of the picks where they fall out. Let's say we both end up in a lottery and we hit the jackpot on both numbers, which is just more leverage in 4 months. We don't lose leverage.
Knicks' luck is if they trade the picks for Beal now, the pick will end up being the number 1 and the number 2
That's
pick.
what I mean. So why? So that's what I mean. That there you with me. Like if we're gonna roll the dice, we're it's not like the product on the floor we're not happy with. You'll be hard pressed to. In fact, Knicks fans' angst is okay. How do we push from here?
But the thing too about getting Beal in here, though, is if you're trading the Knicks pick's value is going to drastically drop getting Beal in here. It's going to lose its value because if you get Beal in here, we're damn right going to be a playoff team.
Depending on how much you give up.
Yeah.
If you got to give up RJ to get Bill, you ain't going to go up that high this year.
I'm not giving up RJ. As I said, the only time I'm giving up RJ for Beal is if I know Kawhi's coming. Other than that, RJ, Randall, quickly are off the table. Anybody else you can't have. You can't have all of them, but you can have some of them with picks. But I'm not doing it this season. I'm not doing it now. I'm doing it in the off season.
You already proved your point then, because you're not getting Kawhi anytime soon. Why take that risk? Only do it when you know and you can tamper a little more. They're tampering now. Trust me. That's what they're talking about. West is back there, which I don't like.
I don't believe it because West can't do that. Them putting that out the thing could get him in trouble.
Exactly.
They tamper anyway, but they're not supposed to put that in the papers.
That was bad. That was Bush League. and Knicks fans didn't pick up on it, then they pick up and say Worldwide West is working. Well, he's working well.
Yeah, he's working illegally. He's not meant to be working. Because he can't be working on anybody because it's either you can't work on guys being traded in and you can't work on guys that are pending free agents until they're officially free agents.
So he's working with other executives who have great jobs, who's just going to say, "Oh yeah, well, I got on the phone with Worldwide West today, and I let him, give me a hug with no reach around." Like, come on, man. Like we feed into that media crap too much. But let's, while we got some time before Freeze, because it's getting late, before Freeze come and shut it down. So our nemesis is playing tonight. I don't know how hurt he is. I don't know how many minutes, but when Curry steps on that court, that court.
See, the thing is, we beat them. I know we're missing Mitch. We beat them the last time with Curry, and they were more healthy. Now Wiseman's out. I think Looney's out. Chris is out. So they might have to play Draymond at the 5. To me, do you know what the update on Draymond is? Did they suspend him for that outburst?
No, he
didn't get suspended.
He didn't get suspended, but I saw he made a statement.
I was hoping they suspend him.
It's probably a little too early, but it's going to come right after All-Star break. He's going to be on that cup. I think he got ejected 3 times today. This year already.
Yeah, he got ejected against us as well the last time. That's what I think won the last game.
He just got ejected 2 nights ago.
Yeah, against the Hornets.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This to me is the next couple of games are big wins because the Bulls now are starting to win games. Washington. So all these teams like we're a game and a half, I think, behind like the 4th seed, but then we're only getting like a game and a half or 2 games above like the 10 seed. So everything's so close. So we need to go into the All-Star break a game above 500. Out of the next 6 games, we need to go 4-2.
Yep.
At the worst.
Yep.
We because as I said before, like the schedule coming into the second half of the schedule, like we got to play each team in the. It's the way it works is this year it was each team in the East 3 times, each team in the West twice. So we still got to play the Lakers twice, the Clippers again, the Nuggets again, play the Suns twice. We have to play the Sixers twice more, the Bucks twice more, the Nets twice more. So it's gonna be. And we're going to have a stretch where we're going to go out west, and I guarantee it's going to be a game again. It's going to be a back-to-back night against the Lakers, the Clippers. Then we're going to have to go to the Suns. Then we're going to have to go to – so there's going to be a time where we might go 1-5. So these games, like this stretch of the schedule, I think very important for us to stay in that playoff.
And we're going to play 12 of those games without Mitch.
How many games more is Mitch going to be out for?
He's probably another month.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, because we don't look good without Mitch. Like we need a big man. Like we need to make a move for somebody. Somebody on the cheap. JaVale McGee. See if you can get him on the cheap. Because he's an upgrade from Noel. Because he's an upgrade. He's won championships. He's an upgrade from Noel. Like Noel's playing decent, but there's only so much Noel can do. And Taj, I love Taj. Taj is putting the work in, but he's not a center. He's too small. He's not a center.
He's a step slow now, too.
Yeah.
Although he did give his body up to Towns the other day. He really did give his body up.
Yeah, but I was lucky. That rimmed in and out. 9 times out of 10, that shot is dropping.
Hey, listen, he made it a little tougher than what it should have been, though.
Yeah.
He made it a little tougher. You saw Obi down there with him. He spent Obi. Obi went flying to the bench.
God. Towns. I want to see what happens with Towns. That's another name I'd be interested in. You put Towns and Randall together, both of them can stretch the floor.
Okay. So you're gonna let them stretch the floor. I think Tibbs is knowing
because their relationship, they don't like each other, but I'd like Towns in here but thing is, people are saying about he's been wanting out of Minnesota. I think he's going to do another year in Minnesota because they done right by him when his mother died. So I think because of that, he's going to show loyalty to them for another year. But I don't know. I don't think we could get Towns because of Tibbs. Because that was one thing I was thinking. I was like, we can get Towns, and then when Tibbs was hired, I was like, that ain't happening now.
I think Towns just got another coach fired too, because you had to see his language, his body language wasn't good on the court the other day. He was yelling at his teammates to give him the ball. You know, he's popping. He doesn't trust the guys, so he'll leave the post and come 4 or 5 feet above the 3-point line to get the ball to operate. It's just not. It's what Towns is doing now is what Randall was doing last year. He's got to mature.
You feel bad for that coach. Like the Knicks, that's why I seen a thing on Twitter was like the Knicks got a coach fired and it wasn't their own. Hallelujah.
Yeah, but I really think it's Towns, man. I mean, one time he got the ball on the 3-point line. I've seen him twice with the ball outside the 3-point line. He's by far the most dominant inside player on the court that night. Nobody could do nothing with him. He did a step back 3. Another time, he was whipping the ball through his legs, drove baseline, pulled back. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
But look, he's trying to take the team on because without Towns, they weren't winning that game. So he got them back into it. Like, I'm looking at his stats. Like, last year he was averaging 41% from, like, 8 threes a game. Like, he shoots threes like a guard. I agree. I think he holds the record for the most 3-point shots for the Timberwolves. That's their center.
But you know what I would have did? I would have looked at what the Knicks had. He already had Nolan foul trouble. They were in the game, so they didn't need his 3. I would have went to Ricky Rubio and said, listen to you. Listen here. Get me the ball. Stop giving it to Anthony Edwards. Stop giving it to other people. Get me the ball. And that's maybe where the coach made the mistake. Yeah. He should have just ran pick and pop with Rubio. Rubio was already killing us without picks.
Yeah, and he was killing us in the post. I don't understand why he started going out to the 3. He came in and there was back-to-back plays where he ed up Obi.
I'm telling you.
He's a dominant big man that I think can be something special on this team with Rondo having to it, because I think there were struggles with having Mitch. Like, I love Mitch's defensive presence, but the problem is RJ struggles a little bit because it's a logjam in there. If you have 2 big men that can space the floor, that opens up everything for RJ to get to the paint. And that helps our 3-point shooting woes, because if you've Randall shooting over 40%, Cat shooting over 40%, that's 2 big men that can shoot. You bring a point guard in here that can shoot, you good. Well, I just don't see it happening because of that Tibbs and Towns fiasco or whatever you want to call it. But
the game tonight, I'm just chalking Steph up for 30. I just go ahead and give him his 30 now. Quickly and Rose. They've got to have 30. They've got to have 30 as a team. Bullock and Burks. Maybe they have to have 22, 24 as a tandem.
Oh, someone just said in the chat that, and I just got a notification about KP going on the trade, that the Mavs are putting him on the trading block.
Yeah, they've been talking about trading him all season.
They're gonna have to give up something to get rid of him.
No, they're looking to get.
Yeah, but no, they're gonna have to get rid of him. They're gonna have to give up something, because what team is stupid enough to take on that contract?
I don't know, but he's playing his best ball right now. So
I don't know. He's too soft. He's like Towns. He wants to play in the perimeter. He plays like a shooting guard. I
know, but his play efficiency right now is that he's shooting 35% from 3.
I don't want him because
he's shooting 55. He's shooting 55% from the field, 35% from 3. His player efficiency right now is 21, and they're 6-2 over the last 8 games.
But why are they looking to move him then?
Because they know they can't. They know they can't trust him long term.
And then that's why it makes the Knicks look smart, because they moved them without having to pay him. What happened if the Knicks kept him and then paid him that offseason? What will we be looking like? We'd have a $30 million guy on the bench.
He's also getting He's also getting 2.2 blocks a game. KP's value hasn't been higher. It hasn't been this high in about 3 seasons.
But the problem is no one's gonna trust him. No team is gonna trust him. Like, what are you gonna get from him? Like,
I know.
who? And then who out there? And
Would the Suns be desperate enough?
I don't think the Suns. I don't know, because they have Aiden, and Aiden is shooting the ball now too.
Yeah, but you could play KP and Aiden together with Paul, and that would be because the Suns came to mind.
I just think the Knicks made the right move by trading them, but the wrong package.
And
they got an offer like a year prior when Phil Jackson was in office from the Celtics. I think it was like Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and 2 picks, and they turned it down.
Well, what it was is, remember, I always go back. When it goes to trades, I put my boardroom cap on. And the Knicks had a damaged product. Remember, I'm sure the Knicks took half of the NBA out and said, he's not getting traded here. They were not trading him to an Eastern Region team. They were not trading him to Boston. They were not trading him to Philadelphia. They weren't trading him to Miami. They weren't trading him anywhere on the East so they could see him that many times.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that they took a gamble of him being hurt. And he wanted out, but they also knew that he was injury prone, so that's why they moved him. But imagine if they moved him to Boston. I'd rather see him on Boston and Jalen Green and Marcus Smart on the Knicks. Jalen Green, that was the offer. It was Jalen Green, Marcus Smart, like a pick. And then there was another offer that was rumored about. It was Devin Booker and picks. And we ended up with DSJ and picks.
Well, we knew we weren't getting. We knew when DSJ came through that door, we weren't getting much. I know I did.
I expected more from him because he looked decent with the Mavs. The problem is he can't play off ball, and they took the ball out of his hands to put it in Luka's hands.
When I watched them games with the Mavs, they got beat miserably. Anytime he had a decent game, the Mavs got crushed.
Yeah,
that's how they traded for KP and got Luka, right?
Yeah, but one question: who's taking? If they do move him, where is he going? Who's taking him?
Oh, don't sleep on Chicago for Laurie Marketing.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually not a bad one. Larry Marketing, Levine, and picks. Or no, I think to get Levine and to get Marketing, Dallas might have to give up KP and picks.
Dallas picks is no time soon.
They don't have picks, and in 2024, 2025 is the next, because every 2 years.
Every 2 years. So
2025, I think, is the next time they have a pick to trade.
So that's not happening. I don't think Atlanta would do it, but they have the assets. If this John Collins thing is real.
Yeah. Knicks.
Orlando. Put him next to Vucevic.
Yeah. I don't know, because they're rebuilding. Orlando looks like they're rebuilding. I don't think that they're going to trade picks to get KP.
Heck, let's step back a second. What do the Celtics have?
They have a lot of draft picks and young guys.
Who else? I'm moving around the league. Utah wouldn't do it. Utah wouldn't break up nothing right now.
Nah, they're just after paying Mitchell and Gobert, and they ain't gonna move either of them.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
The Nuggets have picks.
They got Vucevic. They don't. I mean, they got
Jokic.
They don't.
But you could put Portland. Portland might be one, yeah.
For CJ McCollum.
For CJ McCollum, and CJ McCollum would be nice beside Luka.
Oh, any shooter would be nice beside Luka. Are you crazy? Yeah. And they don't. And you say, well, they already got a point guard. Luka can slide and play the 2 or the 3. In fact, he probably prefer to play bigger guys than smaller, faster guys.
Yeah.
So, Portland would be, and they're losing faith in that guy who always gets hurt. Right? What's his name? Nurkic,
yeah. But yeah, Nurkic is a lot cheaper contract. The only thing, he's only making like 15 mil or something.
He's always hurt. He's
But
always.
so is KP. So you're getting a better talent, but more injury prone.
Joe, I guess the league is gonna look at it right now. Dallas is like KP
The
has
only way
never
they're going to
played.
trade him if Dallas can get a year of him healthy, then they can move him. But the fact that he hasn't been healthy, like he missed the game yesterday too to back pain. See, he was out another game. Like he's only played. When you think about it, he in the last 3 years he only played like 40 or 50 games in 3 years.
Hey, you don't think the Warriors would gamble, would they?
I don't know.
I'd be curious. If KP gets moved again, we won. We clearly won.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Well, it depends what the Mavs get.
Well, that would be on the Mavs winning.
Yeah.
That would be on the Mavs winning. But the fact the Mavs had to move him again. And they haven't these guys haven't played 80 games together.
No. Porzingis has only played maybe like 50 games in 3 years.
And they're already moving on?
Yeah.
That's because Luka's, if he's getting traded, you know who that's about. Luka's like, look, give me anybody but KD.
Yeah, Luka's the GM. That's what they were saying about the rumors about CJ McCollum coming to the Knicks. It was like Damian Lillard ain't trading no CJ McCollum. It's the same thing with a lot of these franchises. It's the number one guy, like Luka's their franchise. If KP gets moved, that's like Luka's like, look, I can't trust him. And like them rumors, I believe it because, as I said, KP's played barely 50 games in 3 years.
So I'm gonna I think Freezy's gonna time us out. So let me get in. We gotta have 30 from. I look at guys in tandems. I don't put it all on one player because of our system. So I need 30 from Rose and Quickly tonight. I need 22 to 24 from Burks and Bullock. RJ and Randall, just be efficient. Do what it is that
Burks
you
and
do.
Bullock?
Yeah, I need 20.
Burks
No,
and Bullock could barely get you 10.
no. 10
Hey,
each.
Joe, man, you heard my my Scooby Doo voice?
No. Did you hear me?
No.
Tandem.
Burks and Bullock?
So hold on. Tandems, Freezy, tandems.
Nah,
So together they need to get like 10 to 12 points each. And I mean, that's a tall order, man. Which is why we never blow teams out. This is my perfect scenario. I mean, we need the Knicks in order to be a really good team, got to have 5 guys in double digits, period.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for, and we got to out rebound them, which is not going to be easy tonight.
Well, they have their big men out, so it's just Draymond Green, I think.
Well, let's hope.
No, Looney and Wiseman are playing.
Both other back.
Yep.
Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, it's gonna be a tough game.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I got some things.
Yeah, I think Freezy's closing
Yeah,
out.
man, I gotta go too, man. I gotta get some sleep, boss.
Yep.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you for having us, Freeze.
Yo, Gi, hold on. Yo. So Knicks family, thank you for tuning in. We have some good stuff coming. Y'all make sure y'all check out Knicks Freestyle that soon come. We're working on editing right now. So we're gonna post that up once we get finished with the post production and all that stuff, and it's gonna feature Free Keith and the Ghetto Intellect. It's gonna be dope. It's already dope. Even in the editing process, fire.
We ain't even put our special effects on it yet, Freeze.
No, not even close. This thing is amazing. This thing is amazing. So keep an eye out for that. We have also some Knicks versus. Man, make sure y'all check out the latest from the Barnes Sears Debate League. We're gonna put the rankings up on Twitter, right? And the bouts and everything, so y'all can know what the
Who's
team
the current champ?
The current champ is Sports Vibes TV.
He got that thing back, huh? He got that belt again.
Yeah, he got that thing. He got that thing back, man. So somebody has been throwing smoke at y'all.
Oh no.
Yes. And I'm not trying to hype this up because I really
No, never. You never hype nothing up.
Who, me? Me hype stuff up? Never.
Never, right?
And so what was proposed to me is a double team match between the Knicks at Night podcast versus the Knicks Morning Drive. So it was proposed to me is Chuck B and Rob the Nick versus Free Keith and Ghetto Intellect
Let's go.
in a debate, right? So I told them I did not want my legends to get in there and get in that debate arena, but with the situation where it's 2-on-2 with special rules and a one time only, let's go, let's get it.
And with that little birdie dropped that to you, right? I want me and Free Keith. I don't want to speak for the man while he's not here, but we want all the smoke.
No. Oh boy, I knew that was coming. So I know this. So we'll work on that. Maybe a week from Saturday night. Maybe a week from Saturday night. We'll work on presenting that to the fans. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, hey y'all, thank everybody for tuning in, man. You know, we thank y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. We want to continue. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the live stream, join the virtual chat, join the video chat, turn your notification bell on, the dark one, so you get all notifications every time we add content. Share on social media. You can also contribute to helping the show get better by contributing to Lawrence Tears on Cash App. Thank you, everybody. We out of here. Peace.
See you next time, broski.
Yeah, man. Peace, y'all.